quest line. This is our Tabletop Tuesdays in this time slot. And you're probably watching us live on Twitch, or not so alliteratively, that's the word. You're maybe checking us out afterwards on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get started, we want to acknowledge that we are playing in North Vancouver, on the traditional territories of the Squamish Nation, and the privilege that it is to work, play, and create on these beautiful lands. You're at home, you're checking us out, find out where you're watching from in the traditional territories that you're on, post it in the chat or the comments, let us know. We'd love to hear where you're watching from today. We're back in our campaign in the world of Altero, Shadows of Blood, where last time our 4 heroes downed the Tower of Vale after they defeated the 2 succubus and the incubus, Three's Company, who they discovered some critical information about.
Beak.
But let's go to the players, because I'm sure they want to fill in each other to see who remembers what. And let's start over here with our player. Introduce yourself.
Hi.
Who are you playing today?
I'm Cheyenne, and I'm playing Smahls, but you can call her Big E. She's the half-elf druid who's just excited to be here. And currently, she's in the form of a walrus.
I'm Trevor Gemma. I am playing the character Emissary. Emissary. He is a 8-foot-tall rock man who is a earth genasi with a touch of homebrew. He is a wild magic sorcerer. Doesn't know how a lot of stuff works, and I apologize for how much of a problem he is.
Still early.
Yeah.
You learn.
I'm Tim. I'm playing Storber, the artillerist artificer, and I got my little friend Kirkun. He's in my hat of holding, and he's a little eldritch cannon that I can bring to life, and he helps us in combat and do other things. He also can be affected by the redemptions, which and we got a big list. Feel free.
I'm Matt. I play Sir Tibbles, and he's another homebrew character, the species Sura. He is essentially an adorable little 2.5-foot tall humanoid mouse. Travels with his handy mastiff so that he can keep up with everybody else, Gordy.
Adorable. And let's find out what you guys remember. You gained some information following, I'm not going to call it a botched interrogation. It's sort of half torture, half, I don't know what you would call the rest of what you were trying to do.
I could definitely hear just the echoes of Stuck in the Middle with you playing. Yeah.
You smash someone's face with their space, like you do, and you were attempting to not harm somebody by holding on to their tooth, but you did end up holding just the tooth.
And Kirkun brought me 2 more.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Because
that was funny.
Did something on his own for the first time ever.
Ooh.
So
That's
gotta mind the lessons we teach, I suppose.
So what do you guys remember that you gleaned as information from the top of the tower?
So there is a contact receiving these brains from our poem that we kind of cracked. So those are going to
Beak.
the Chandri and going to Beak at the Chandri.
Yeah, the contact's name is Beak. That hired the Three's Company, mercenaries for hire. And Beak has taken over what was the headquarters of the Covenant, which was a mercenary guild.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's the Child of the Grave, Teeth of the Dead, Mind of the Brave, Heart of the Wed are all spell components for some sort of spell that someone is hiring people to gather for.
Okay.
And we've got
I mean,
one.
that's
Teeth are the vampire's teeth of
Pretty
Lindar.
good memory. So yeah, you guys know already that vampire teeth is also on the agenda.
But we don't know Child of the Grave or Heart of the Wed.
We do know that the vampires near Lindar are the ones that are getting their teeth preyed upon. And that's where we're headed.
Yeah.
When we stopped on the road for camp.
Right, because some of you were a little injured or a little bit needing a rest. Someone got kissed by a very attractive incubus, and he sucked a bunch of your life energy out of you. You know, like they do. And
happens at
Tibbles
dungeon
made
parties.
sure that you left no survivors of the encounter because the Three's company had been hired to murder all of the heroes who were arriving in Vailmos with the intention of collecting their brains.
Yeah.
But they were doing more than that because they love death and destruction and blood and guts. And so they were having a grand old time making a mess of everything. And so you guys also took the entire tower to the ground.
Yep.
And so now they are the ruins of the Tower of Vail.
Which we turned into a big cairn.
Yes.
Yeah. I was looking for the word.
Yeah. And you found a couple other things in the tower, so we can remind yourselves and the viewers. What else did you find in the tower?
There was a box with an egg in it.
Yeah, we
Yeah, I
got,
got the
a
egg.
mystery egg.
It was flecked
I got
with
some-
gold. It
yeah.
looks suspicious.
It is an egg.
I got the invoice. Basically the invoices from the shipments.
What was in that little box you got from the music box? Because that I don't remember.
There's a beaded amulet, kind of like a rosary. Kind of
Okay.
thing.
Interesting.
And
Did you know anything about it?
we haven't identified it yet because
Oh,
I have no
okay.
spellies, so I need to wait till tomorrow morning.
You didn't put it
or
on,
10
did you?
minutes. No.
Dude, who would just put things on
Yeah.
and just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna wear this random magic item"?
I but I would too.
I mean, this hat is amazing.
I mean, has the hat not delivered?
The hat has delivered. The hat has delivered.
Okay, so you guys were sitting around the campfire. You were having a bit of a moment. You took a bit of a break. You were right at the edge from where the forest of Vailmos ends and the Sebet Marshes begin. And the Sebet Marshes are known for being a dangerous place to travel through. Although shipments do arrive from Lindar, which is just sort of straight north, but the winding path through the Sebet Marshes that you have seen on maps indicates that it is treacherous to travel through the swamp. The swampy marsh. So, you turned into a walrus.
I did. Yeah, I was having a long conversation with my my hat mate, Crazy Cliff, telling me all about his mermaid experiences, and there was how the woman he loved, the mermaid he loved, turned into a walrus. And somehow it wasn't hard for him to do, but he convinced me to turn into a walrus. So it did, because Elagh likes a good time.
And when she was doing that, I pressed my cube of force, which created like a cube of force, like a force field around us that nothing can pass through. And when we did that, we saw 3 spoopy eyes watching us.
Was it just me who rolled high enough to see the eyes in the swamp?
Yes.
Or in the, yeah.
And you pulled your crystal out.
And I said, "We are not alone." Yeah.
And then we broke because we like to leave on cliffhangers. And as you're holding this crystal from within you, the space is not very big. The night is very dark. It triggers your crystals inside you.
Oh.
We have an early redemption from Capri Smith for some chaos within.
All right.
And all you hear from the walrus is,
Luckily, we're trapped. Nothing can get us.
It was a 2. That's real close. Needs to be a 1.
Yes.
It was a 2. I am not a stranger to rolling 1s, but nothing happens. I
Okay.
just glow, and I'm
but
still
that
probably
glow
glowing.
lights up, and that's what triggers everyone else to realize that you've noticed something in the darkness beyond. You're all having to be close together at the edge of this marsh in the protection under the canopy so that now no rain is hitting you because the cube of force. But, you can hear through the nighttime in the forest, the animals, the sound of the rain hitting the leaves around you, and eyes blinking in the darkness. There's at least 3 pairs. 2 are very tall, and 1 close to the ground.
How far away?
You're having to do a bit of figuring, because in the darkness it's hard to tell, and it's just the glowing eyes that you can see. Probably 50 feet. They're not that far from you.
Oh, geez.
Would I notice this as the walrus?
Roll perception.
What is? Should I roll my walrus perception? Or
Roll at disadvantage because you also ate some stuff you found in the forest.
Oh,
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that.
I
too.
Wow.
also ate the stuff
I
in the
sucked.
forest.
11. Oh, disadvantage. Oh no. 11.
Nice.
Oh, well, your walrus eyes are not that great at night. So you kind of can see that people are, so you're kind of like, and you try to like do a couple slappy jumps to sort of move
Elagh,
over.
what do your walrus eyes see? Still
Great.
better than my eyes.
You can kind of, you notice that everyone else is noticing something.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Gordy starts to bark.
Oh no.
Shh, Gordy, come on, shh. There's
He's doing those cute little.
yeah.
Okay. And he settles down a little bit, but he's still nervous, and he's getting the like pacing.
Oh yeah, his hackles are way up.
Yeah, and you know that he wouldn't bark if he thought he needed to be quiet. Gordy's a pretty used to combat with Tibbles, so he's barking because it's usually animals that he barks at.
Should we run horse day and fight?
Well, I mean, we're all in this force field, right? So like,
Yes, the force field lasts for another 38 seconds, and then I do again, can do for 5 minutes total. Until run out all night.
that's not as good a protection as I was hoping for there.
Very temporary.
Is everyone feeling ready for another fight?
No, please.
Then let us run.
I don't
gonna-
think we outrun these things out here.
Well, we're in the woods and they're in the swamp.
So, well, we are in the woods and they are in the marshes. Perhaps they shall stay.
And I'm gonna walk away from the edge of the forest field, ready to go into the woods.
You're inside, so you're just waiting for it to drop. So you get up to it, do some mime work. Yep. Very nice, very nice.
I kind of look around, like, what do we want to do? Do we try to talk
And
to it? Is it?
Drops the
Yeah. Time's up.
last, less than 20 seconds go by, and you're able to take steps away from it.
Do we see anything
back up.
in the woods? Just darkness in the woods?
It is darkness. Those of you who have dark vision,
I do not. I do. Tremble sense, though. Do I sense anything moving ahead of me?
everything's in the marsh moves. There's lots of movement.
What about towards
There's
into
little
the
like
woods?
toads and frogs jumping around. In the woods, there's lots of animals moving still. It's nighttime.
Okay.
You can tell that somewhere a very unlucky thing running through the bushes has been scooped up by an owl.
I'm just gonna walk away from camp away from the eyes. Anyone coming with?
I suppose.
well, I mean, if that's the way we're going, just hop up on Gordy and fucking give her.
I'll kind of look out with my goggles of night. Do I see anything? Can I like make some rough shapes out of these creatures?
What's the range that the goggles give you?
They'll just replaces my current dark vision range of 60 feet.
Okay, so let's bring the marsh tiles out.
Ooh.
Darn.
But we're running away from it.
Da, 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 da. That musical interlude was brought to you by a DM who's waiting for something to happen.
Find it on
That walrus
Spotify.
is really strong. I might stay as a walrus for a while. I looked at the stats and I was like, oh,
But you can't. Oh, it's got its own hit points, doesn't it?
yeah.
Oh, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like-
up in the hundreds.
Thank
No,
you,
but pretty
Andrew.
Cool.
More than you do.
We can throw that back at our
That's so cool.
Here you are. At the very edge.
Warm.
And we'll look up to the team to make sure. Do we need to adjust anything, everyone? Are we in good shape over here? We got Silas behind the camera. Okay. At the edge of this one. And you can see in the distance beyond a slick stream of water that moves through the marsh, there's toads and frogs jumping. And the glowing eyes that are lowest to the ground.
Oh, no.
But next to them,
Looks familiar.
two shapes that are tall. They have the form that is a humanoid form, but they look like the swamp itself is just spilling off of them. And it's hard to tell where their feet end and the swamp itself begins. And they are
Okay.
just watching you.
Before you run, my friends, please. We might not be in immediate danger. I don't think we can run away fast enough.
I mean, Gordy's pretty fast. I just gotta run faster than you guys, I guess.
Quite right, I suppose.
I mean, in my experience, generally, strange, swampy-looking creatures in swamps, not usually particularly friendly. But, you know, I could be wrong. You know, they haven't attacked so far. That's positive.
If we were to move further into the woods and make camp, we can see if they follow.
While you're discussing, scrambling out from your hat, Cocoon was redeemed.
Oh, darn.
But it scrambles out and attempts to travel down your body,
Okay.
noticing that you've noticed, or sensing that you've noticed, that in the distance there might be some more teeth.
Oh, no.
So, you need to roll.
Yeah. Oh, no, sorry.
And everybody else, you can watch the small legs come out
Yeah,
from the
as
hat first.
I'll kind of like back up and like I'll be talking and like take a few steps, and as I do, my hat almost like comes off, and you see Cocoon kind of like pop up and like look around and like crawl down my back. He's now wearing the hat.
Yep.
And I'll just kind of like stop and like turn around, and it's just kind of like bouncing forward. I rolled a 4, which is
Oh god. Not the pick a fight option, I hope.
it's called stand and deliver. So he's gonna look as tough as he can, and kind of like pop up and like go into like defense mode and kind of like dig into the ground, and turn, and like the hat kind of like pops off and like rolls on the ground, and his like cone shape splits open, and he like starts to energize.
Right. So he is moved out in front to protect you all. Tibbles, you're with Gordy. You're surprised. You're a walrus.
I am.
Oh man, we needed a walrus mini. That would have been awesome.
So good.
Okay, and you guys watch this happen. The rest of you.
Was it supposed to do that there? You look mighty surprised.
Oh, and I turn around and I'm like kind of just looking over all of the like items that are kind of strapped to me in different ways, like my leather belts and bandoliers, and I just like don't know what to do. He's not done this until earlier tonight. Kurkun, please come back. And I'll kind of go after him a little bit and try and wrangle him up.
And you move a bit forward.
Yeah.
And you're having to take very careful steps. Because as you walk forward into what is clearly the marshlands, the ground is squishy, spongy, wet. The night out here smells different, and it hits you instantly. It's the smell of the renewal and decay of the swamp. The marsh grows close to the ground, things decay and die, and they have a wet smell to them. It fills your nostrils. It's not necessarily super unpleasant, but it does have a little bit of that like, it's a little sulfury, it's got a little something extra in there for you. And you are warm near the ground. It's clearly very warm wherever the water pools are. It's weird.
Science brain.
And I'll kind of scramble towards him, trying to get him back.
Yeah, this is going on. I'm like, well, I don't see this going well. So I hop off Gordy, give him a little pat on the head, and I'm like, you better skedaddle, bud. I think...
He runs back into
might
the
go bad.
forest where he knows it's safe, but you can hear him go a little growl, and he's a little nervous.
Spread out. It's okay. You go. Spread out. Keep eyes on us. And I'll kind of like trudge in, because, you know, he's got like the 10 little limbs, and he's only about 12 pounds, so I'm sure he can kind of like scamper across a little bit like a water bug, a little bit easier across the...
Everybody roll a quick perception.
Why aren't we retreating?
18.
No one listens to me.
Trevor, you've received
9.
Feeling Inspired from Jean McInnes. Thank you so
Thanks,
much. We might need it, so thank you.
Yeah.
And what are our rolls?
9.
18.
11.
Not bad, actually. 15.
Okay, so noticing but unable to really articulate
Oh, sorry,
exactly.
disadvantage, because we ate that shit.
Both of you are at disadvantage.
Oh, shit.
Oh, the other one was a natural 20, so 15 stands.
7?
Okay.
I see everything. I can see the tastes.
You're really interested in this water is close by, and you're sensing that, like,
Flippy flappies.
but also you spot water. So the hat compels the walrus to yell.
Release the Kraken! But
It's very loud. And you see all of the eyes swivel towards the walrus. So they adjust, they all turn as one, sort of like,
Ooh, spoopy.
including the gator.
Emissary's backing up,
Okay.
following through on ye old plan of just go to the woods.
Okay. So he
GTFO.
we'll back him up. But I'm just gonna assume that everyone is, for the purposes of, you've chased him forward a little bit. You're over here. You've backed up to, as far as we can get you up. Back for
Yeah,
now.
off the marshes into the woods.
Okay, you're with Gordy over here. So you move back to where Gordy's found a safe spot. So you also start to move back, and they don't move forward. They stay where they are, but they are clearly interested in you, and it does feel a little bit like they may be blocking your path forward.
I'll grab Carcoon and kind of lift him up and just kind of wrestle with him a little bit. And try and like, what are you doing, my friend? What? And I kind of like see them seeing me, and I'm just kind of like, sorry, great keepers of Sebet Marshes. We do not wish any harm to your beautiful place. I take my toy. Sorry, you're more than a toy. I'm sorry. And my walrus for a walk. Beautiful rain night.
Roll deception.
Okay.
My walrus.
8.
Everyone roll initiative.
Seriously?
Oh, no. Oh, I critted.
Nice. Oh, right, it's 0. No. I'm like, what is my instrument again?
All right. So we will start with my pencil not working.
You want my pencil?
I will, gosh darn, figure this out. Yell me out your initiatives.
I got a nat 20.
Whoa!
Yeah, total of 22.
Well, I mean, walruses. I'm good.
Okay, not 20.
And what's emissary?
15!
Okay.
Say it loud and clear.
19.
Okay.
Nice.
Well,
Tibbles!
16.
at least we're up
Tibbles!
front.
Still last.
At least the 2 people died last time.
Oh, God. Right?
Nice.
Warm.
Okay, and I don't know, Walrus, if you want to, you're welcome to hold. You go first in the initiative order.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold.
And what are you going to hold for?
Ready in action.
Yeah, I'm gonna ready an attack.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you got as a walrus?
I got tusks and I got a tail slap.
Oh.
And it slaps.
Oh, jeez.
If only I
More
could get that
hit
music
points.
box working.
More hit points and higher AC than Elagh has. So honestly, not a bad choice on my part.
Hat knows what it's talking about.
Yeah, that. Yeah, that. Yeah, he's here to stay.
The chat's actually triggered him to, do his thing. So, hello, sailor. And he's actually really suddenly quite quiet to you. Make it out a little bit, but he's like, Elagh. Elagh, you're a walrus. What does it feel like?
I think it's pretty good in here.
Yeah. So,
Cozy.
as he's chatting with you, though, you realize that you were readying your own, this, you might be going into combat.
Yeah.
But in your ear, you have a lot of questions firing at you. They are mostly related to what do flippers feel like? What do tusks feel like? What do your insides feel like now? Do you have hands still? Does it feel like you can tell that you have hands? And if you had really big hands before, do you still have big hands now? You hear a lot of this, but it's going to be a constant stream through the background. So we'll throw a few in and respond as you feel like yelling out when we get to your turn. Okay. Storber, you're also inspired from chat. Thank you, Famous. Tells me nothing.
Thank you, chat.
And our first action. The first action is that this one vanishes from sight.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
That's not what you want.
Nope.
Stever will not cover us.
And
Why you didn't
casting toward Storber, one of the swamp, creatures looks towards you. It's humanoid, clearly.
It's copyright.
We're casts a spell at you, and you should make a wisdom saving.
7.
So you fail.
I will use my inspiration right now, though.
Yay.
8.
Drastic improvement.
Okay, so you fail to avoid the spell hold.
Oh.
Okay.
You are paralyzed for the duration of the spell.
Crocodile, come
At the end of each of your turns, you can make another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. At the beginning, or sorry, the end?
At the end of each of its turns. So
Its turn. Okay,
Yeah.
copy that.
on a success, the spell will end. Okay. So you're currently paralyzed. And maybe Capri can run us a condition ring!
I can fix it.
You can do it?
I can fix it.
Okay.
Oh.
I can fix it.
Thank you!
As a walrus.
No.
Okay, we're not matching the color, so everyone roast me later.
Gotta use some of that
Paralyzed.
hit points though.
Fantastic.
Why did I go into the woods? All right.
Okay. Next in the
We
order.
don't have high intelligence, any of us.
I don't know, Walrus. Do you what you notice is suddenly a Storber just freezes. Does this trigger your attack?
That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like I'm like looking at the water still, and I'm kind of confused and
you're just a bit like, are your hands still your own hands, Elagh?
No, they're not really
Do you
hands.
feel the bone joints?
Flex
Flex your fingers. So that's going on. Okay. So we'll consider
She's
that
just like
you're
doing
still
this, looking at the
flippers,
water.
Amazing.
Does it feel like hands? No.
Storber. Paralyzed.
I'll just kind of like look at Kirkoon, and Kirkoon will just kind of like beep, boop, boop, and like kind of turn off and like and close up because
Okay.
he's got no more uses in combat today. And I just look at him like, great. And I like see my hat just kind of like rolling into
floating.
the water and the swamp just kind of like filling up my bag of holding. And I'm just like, yeah,
Oh,
it's my turn.
what would that do if water was filling a bag of holding? Wouldn't that?
It would fill it up to the brim
And
and
then-
then be done filling 30 by 30.
But no, wouldn't it? If you put too much in, doesn't a bag of holding explode?
Maybe. Let's find out.
Oh, okay.
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 Okay, after Storber, it's
Bad
Tibbles.
day.
My hands.
How far away are they?
Emissary, you're on deck. They are 50 feet.
I'm going to stealth into the long marsh grasses and hide.
Okay.
I'll move forward 25 feet.
Okay. Do you want to roll your stealth?
$16.
Okay. They definitely don't turn to look at you. So nothing appears different now that you've moved. Are you holding any other actions?
No, that was my action.
Oh.
Hide.
Hide. Okay, perfect. Right. He's not a rogue.
Not actually a rogue.
You play a lot of rogues. Okay, and over here, Emissary.
Roguelike.
You
Okay.
I just don't understand
And
why
so
when
what
you're
you're
gonna fight
noticing
someone, you would do
is-
it face to face.
things seem to have changed in the distance, but you can't quite hear anything or pick anything out. Because so far all that's happened is a couple of walrus grunts. Tibbles doesn't seem to be anywhere in the line of sight as you peek through the trees. And Storber is just still.
Okay. I'm just going to. How far away did I manage to get? Like
You're probably 20 feet in this direction.
20 feet in that direction, so I'm 20
And then-
feet from like Storber, or 25 feet from Storber?
Yeah, we'll say. Let's say 20 feet from Storber, and he's 50 feet from what you can still make out in the distance
And-
are the source of the blinking orange eyes.
Okay, and could I tell that they used magic on him?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, you could describe to me what you might be looking for or listening or feeling for.
No dark vision.
Just use of magic. I don't have dark vision. I've got tremble sense.
Not really, because nothing's really changed about, other than that Storber is still, but he might just be still.
There's no physical
No.
or visible signs
There
of
is
magic.
no visible signs
Okay.
of magic.
I'm just going to stand where I am and ready firebolt for the first sign of any of the things in the swamp taking aggressive action towards my comrades.
Great. Gordy comes close to you and sits down.
Good boy.
After Emissary, the other one looks towards you all. Doesn't see Tibbles, but can see the walrus. Also casts Hold Person. So, make a wisdom saving throw.
14.
You are not paralyzed.
Nice.
Walrus, you can move.
You can move. You can kind of do
You
it.
have a
They're
swim
very
speed?
graceful in the water,
It's like
okay,
the,
Trevor?
It's like the worm, you know? It's like how they
Okay,
get around.
but you can tell that, like, you know, at first you stiffened up a little, and that one starts to move towards you.
Okay.
I'm definitely feeling a walrus v crocodile fight, but
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the swamp, so I don't really get to make decisions.
So because it's coming towards me, am I able to attack?
If you want to.
You'd be the first.
Well, they are paralyzed people. Oh no! What do I do? Yeah, it just tried to paralyze me, so I think I would attack.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
saw it reach out a hand towards you. You felt a bit weird.
Yeah.
You feel weird anyways.
Yeah.
But for both of you, the effects of that are wearing off now that your hormones are running through you, like fight, flight.
Yeah.
You're just flooded with that response, and you're used to it.
Yeah.
So now you trigger into action mode.
Yeah. So I'm
Okay.
gonna, when it's coming towards me, I'm gonna attempt to slap it with my tail.
Okay, how close do you need to get to tail slap?
Oh, 5 feet. How far away is
He's still, we'll say, because he would have moved up to about this same far, so he's still 25 feet from you. So you have to move forward. And I don't know, what's your land speed as a walrus?
20 feet.
Wow!
Oh, not bad.
That's pretty good.
I'm telling you, this walrus is dope.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
So you want to move up to him and slap him?
Yep.
Okay.
And
Definitely an attack you can see coming.
But you know, it might be surprising. Walruses are pretty huge, though. They're like 10
17
feet
to
long,
hit?
so
Super
it's
aggressive.
two wormies, and
You
it's on
smack
you.
him.
I
Smack him
smack
good.
him. Yeah, I do.
It's on now.
Watch out, weird swamp man.
Swamp
That would be 10 damage.
Swamp people, Dad.
10 bludgeoning damage.
He takes
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything.
it. Wow. Okay.
Here we go.
And then instead of continuing to attack, it just looks down at you and it's like, oh. Why wouldn't you do that? Back around to the top. Everybody's had a turn, right? Okay. The other one walks forward as well.
Wait, weren't you the top of the order? Didn't you roll a nat?
Oh, right, you did, yes.
Yeah.
So you would be able to go again. After it speaks to you.
That would be confusing. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna ready another slap, but I'm not gonna do it.
Just tail.
What's
Just
the
tails.
Don't make me slap. What's the action that would trigger the slap?
If it tries to curse me again.
Okay, so if it makes to spell attack at you,
Yeah.
you'll slap him.
Yep.
Okay.
Sure will.
Great. And walking forward doesn't see you. The other one. Oh, you guys are really mean. But it walks.
Opening for us to talk? This is initiative order.
We're still in initiative order.
Okay.
So this one is heading towards you, and that's as far as you can get. But he keeps coming towards you, and just. I don't know what's really going on here, but there's some invaders that are dangerous. Okay. It's his turn. Storber. So you can, I think, roll.
Oh yeah, it's end of his turn. Okay, yes. 18.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, good. And I'll kind of turn towards this thing. My gun is in my hat. So
And your hat is full of swamp.
my hat is full of swamp. My hands are full of curcoons. I'll just kind of turn. Please, we are not dangerous. I may be not best to speak, but please have mercy on us. We mean you no harm. We are frightened by you is all. And is he within 15 feet of me?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Can I do my best to kind of back up through the swampy till he's not within 15 feet of me, and I will press the button on the cube force again to.
It's only going to protect you and Kirkun.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. I do not know that Tibbles and Elah's walrus, who's kicking some serious ass over there. And I definitely can't move that far in a swamp. I can only move 15 feet. And that is all I will do. I'll leave my hat, like we'll say it's like 18 minutes.
Tibbles, you are spotting this moving swamp creature through the grass that you've taken quick action to hide in. You watch it move past you.
Out of curiosity, before it disappeared, were we able to make out that that was a crocodile? Or alligator, or whichever?
How much are you caring about discerning if you know if it's a crocodile or an alligator versus did you make out?
Honestly, I'm gonna roll an animal handling check to see if it's normal, because we're like way too far north for alligators and crocodiles
Yes,
to actually
you are.
be there.
Yep.
So I want to see if Tibbles knows that.
Yes. And now that it's vanished, the area is all, it feels the temperature that you'd expect it to be.
For the time being.
Yep.
Okay. 19.
19. Yeah, so you know that info, that you wouldn't expect to see an alligator or a crocodile here in the Sebet Marshes at all. It's very strange. And you were picking up, but that in general, the just space around everywhere is more full of life and the sounds of the marsh. You were always hearing it a little bit, but it's almost as though some sort of effect radius around it may have vanished.
Okay.
The nature side of that animal, actually.
I'm gonna hold any movement or attack until, just in case, if they attack, then I will attack.
Amazing. And we want to say hello to our raiders. We have
Yeah.
people raiding from Trig and Kiki.
Yeah.
Hello. Welcome to the game.
Welcome in, Raiders.
We're deep in some exciting mysteries. Okay, so Tibbles. Gain a little bit of information. Things are suspicious. Things are magic. Not really a surprise to you. But you haven't quite seen anything like this before. Emissary, you are able to spot a little bit through the forest and the trees that these shapes are approaching.
From behind?
But you're staring out at them, right?
Oh, sorry. Those ones are still coming forward. I thought you meant through the trees.
no,
there was
no.
more coming from back. Oh,
Well, I assume tree line is here, so you know.
yeah, okay.
You're still peeking through.
But no one's taken any. They haven't done anything aggressive. And then, was I able to hear them say their things? Like you guys are so mean and.
No, because they're saying just to these people, and it's just reaching.
Okay, I'm gonna
people they
move
intended
a
it for.
bit further forward.
Do you hit the marshlands?
Yeah, to the edge of it, and just kind of up behind Storber. Or
Gordy stays where he is.
Oh, I
'cause
guess
he
I
knows
can't get right behind Storber.
He's a good one.
And I will.
Damn, better believe it.
Crystal's still out, but to just say,
Guardians of the marshes, do you... we mean you no harm, as Storber said.
'cause I think I could hear Storber. He wasn't being quiet.
Those hard R's carry in the rain.
Will you allow us to pass? We only meant to sleep for the night.
That's all I can probably say.
Okay. Quick things from our chat as well. Nightmare83, thank you for inspiring the walrus. No, slap it up. And we have Gabriel Hanneman redeeming. Feeling inspired for Storber as well. Okay, so a couple of chances here to roll again. And after Emissary. It kind of turns to look at you. Humanoid
to me.
shaped like the marsh itself. It's almost just, it's the same.
Yeah.
It has a very similar shape to you, but rather than being made of stone, it's made of the Sebet Marshes itself. But you make out that underneath it might be some other features that distinguishable as some other humanoid form, but you can't tell from this distance in the night. But the eyes glow.
Oh, similar to mine.
Orange. Orange in this case, to your green.
Oh, nice.
And it looks towards you.
Friend,
I think you guys scared.
nothing.
Come back up to the top of the order if you want to slap, but there appears to be no continued attacks happening, so we can fall out of initiative order unless anybody here wants to attack.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hiding in my bubble and super nervous about where the invisible crocodile is. That's all that's on Storber's mind. It's like, okay, good. Like, Emmy's got this. He feels like we're vibing here. Where the heck is that crocodile?
Okay, so for all...
I feel that it's cool.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to stay hidden in the reeds for
Okay.
now. Comfortable that if it's cool, that crocodile's probably
We'll
not.
put you a little bit. No one's noticed you on, at least on their side. They don't indicate that they've noticed you. So you are hidden in the Sebet Marsh, the tall grasses that surround, especially the flatter parts of the marsh.
Sorry, officer. Were we making too much noise? Did we not pay the park fee?
We definitely did not have magic mushrooms we found in the woods.
I didn't. I don't need.
We're having trouble controlling volume.
Square.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Big square
so they're staring at you, glowing eyes. One is quite close to you and is really weirded out. I don't know what this is, and I don't like it. And then it looks towards the other one across clearly a path of water through the marsh. Hey, Pete. And the other one looks back. Hey, Fen. What? And then the other one turns back. This thing is dangerous.
No, not dangerous.
That is not a thing. That is Elagh. She can change her form. She is an elf. Not right now.
It looks down at you. You're the shortest elf I've ever seen. You okay?
I don't know how to respond.
It's never been said to you.
Yeah.
Growing up in that halfling town.
What?
Why are you seeking passage through the marsh?
We intend to go to Lindar, for there is evil afoot. And we aim to aim it. We aim to end it.
Sorry.
The emissary's tired. It's been a long day.
Very warm in here.
And what?
Sorry. Then what?
And what?
We seek to end the evil that plagues this land. For people are dying.
There
en
is
masse.
a great sorrow on these lands.
Yes.
Perhaps in swamp you're used to much rain. It's just too much rain for the
Hey,
wild.
Pete. Is it raining more than last summer.
So these guys have been eating mushrooms.
But as they, move around you guys, they're also, you see that as they walk, it is like a step out of the marsh, and then as they step back down, the marsh seems to form around their feet.
Oh, so cool.
And so every step they take, they are the ground. They are the marsh.
Oh.
From my little hidey spot, is there anything I can roll to see if I recognize what these things are?
Yes. Roll history. Well, perception, history, whatever you like, and just let me know what you're rolling.
Perception or history?
Yep.
Because, like, perception. Well, I botched that.
They look just like Emissary.
Roll some percentile dice just so I can make up how bad your memory is here.
27.
Oh, that's not too bad. So this one's walking past you in the night, and you have really good eyes for a little 9 miles guy. You can pick out the fact that as you watch its feet form the marsh around it, definitely all the way up to the middle part of its body, if it sat down, it would be indistinguishable from the marsh. But as it goes up to the top, you sort of notice some features that it was probably a different one of the races of the world a long time ago.
Oh.
But you can't remember what the name of it was. You're like, a fur guy, a fur thing, fur boy. Fur boy it is. You're 100% convinced they were called fur boys.
It's a fur boy.
Fur boys.
That makes sense.
Are you protectors of the marshlands?
Hey, P. Are we protectors of the Sebet Marsh? Fen?
I thought I told
No, we protect Sacred M.
Who is this sacred M or what?
We shouldn't tell you until you prove that you came with a sacrifice.
What kind of...
Sacred M asks everyone who travels through the marsh to give us something of value.
I'm holding a chaos crystal from within me, and I just reach it forward.
Oh, that's good.
This is part of me. Its magical prowess is unmatched.
Tibbles, it starts to get warm around you. You're noticing that the area is just generally filling with a sticky warmth.
I pop out of the grass.
Hmm?
Well, hello there, buds. Fen and Pete, is it? You sound like interesting fellas here. Sacrifice, that's a good one that he just offered. For the rest of you guys, just it's getting a little warm here, and I noticed, I suspect the crocodile's on its way back. But you guys seem real friendly, sharp, quick thinkers, and be a little more specific in the kind of sacrifice you're looking for. We got gold. Is that valuable to you? We got,
it doesn't matter what's valuable to me or me. It matters if it's valuable to you.
I seek to reclaim all of this I can find. To offer it is against my code.
Offer it to Sacred M.
Where is this sacred M?
Oh, damn.
And it appearing across from you, just seemingly not necessarily visible, but shimmering into existence.
Oof.
And then it looks at you and it just goes.
This is sacred. I offer to you part of my very being.
I just
And then it's just a huge gaping mouth, tooth. And on one side of its face, you notice that the one tooth is completely green and hangs down with a ton of dangly vegetation.
I'm just gonna reach in unconcerned and place it on its tongue.
And you see that the jaws snap around just your fingers. And it goes. And it glows a little bit and kind of shakes it off. And then it nods to you.
May we pass through the marches as we are headed to Lindar, though we were going to make camp here.
What's your name? My name's Pete. And this is Fen. And this is Lady Mosstooth.
Not Sacred M.
Her Sacred
Oh, okay.
M.
So you call her Sacred M. She's not actually sacred.
I call her Sacred M.
Cool.
I am known only as Emissary.
Emissary, you may pass through the Sebet Marsh.
What of my friends?
Do you all have a sacrifice for Lady?
We all need to
Mosstooth.
do the sacrifice.
Well, I can't do anything as a walrus, so I'm gonna turn back into Elagh.
And as you appear suddenly in front of one of our friends, he's very surprised.
Hi, I'm Elagh. I'm super sorry I hit you with my tail. Didn't know who you were, freaked me out, but you seem great, so I'm real sorry.
He reaches out a hand towards you, and he's about to touch your face.
Oh, yeah, I'll just lean into it.
And his hand hits your face and just rubs all over it. It's like, your teeth are very small now.
Yeah?
And it leaves behind a big mossy slime. You know, it's kind of gooey. And the smell coming off of it is much like the marsh itself.
Thank you. You're, I'm sure you got good teeth, too.
I don't remember.
Want me to look?
Okay. And he opens up his mouth.
I'm gonna look and see if he has teeth.
He doesn't really have a lot of teeth left. It looks like bits of wood and stone, and it smells a lot when he opens his mouth. And he is the marsh itself, even inside his mouth. But you notice the structure, there's still a tongue, and there's still the shape of a face, and as you get a little closer in, you see the shape of a furbolg.
Very cool teeth. Never seen teeth like that. Very cool. Good job.
Hey, Pete. I think they are very weird. Do you remember teeth? And then Fen and Pete have a bit of a back and forth, but we won't do it because it's very sad. And as they are back and forthing about do they remember teeth, yourselves.
Yeah, I'm trying to like go through my bag to see what I can sacrifice. I'm like, I don't know what I got. And then I'm like, oh, I remember. And I got those new socks that I got in the town, and I love them. But I'm gonna offer them to Sacred M.
And Sacred M vanishes. and then appears behind you, hissing.
Wow. Oh, hello. You also have good teeth. I have these socks that are new and beautiful, and I really like them. But I'd like to give them to you for our the sacrifice. And I just like a little
Fold them into a
little layup in.
And they hit the inside of the mouth, and it slides around them really fast. Swallow. Shakes and kind of glows a little bit. Shakes and kind of glows a little bit more. And then looks over at Pete and Finn. Nodding. Enough.
Cool.
Give something to somebody? Oh my god. You're really taxing Storber here. Can't we just fight?
You can.
No, he literally can't because his hat's in the water. He'll press the button, drop the thing.
You've just been spanning it as much as you could.
And he'll go over to his hat and kind of scoop it out of the water. He will pull out a single bullet and offer, kind of hold it out, go up, or wait for Sacred M to appear. Kind of like reaches in the hat.
As you pull something out with the intention to offer.
Shaking it off and kind of turning around like, "Ugh. I have lots of experience, crocodile. You are beautiful. You're a beautiful creature. And very frightening. There are only 4 of these in the world. I would like to offer you one." And he will kind of place it in the mouth.
And before she closes her mouth, she looks towards Cocoon. And she holds her mouth open for a very long time.
There's only 4 of those in the world. I mean, it's Marsh.
She senses there is something of value to you.
Oh no.
I think then maybe 2, and offer a second.
And she takes them and swallows. And she shakes.
Okay.
And she
Your
shakes.
marsh is beautiful. May the path be easy to tread. And I'll like go over to the hat and like stick it over Cocoon, just disappear him inside. And Storber will.
So water just pours out as soon as.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't pour out. I gotta scoop it out with a cup
no.
because you can't.
Okay,
just
so the
open
water
the
that
bag and
didn't
let
fit
things
in
fall
because
out.
it was so full.
Everything out.
I can't turn the hat inside out because it is not a bag. I do this to myself.
Okay.
So
but
I have
like
to scoop.
there was like a lot of water that didn't fit in, so you pull it out and some of it's
I'll get a cup. I'll spend the rest of the time, like the rest of the night with a cup. Yeah, bailing on my hat.
And there's like a turtle occasionally. Like,
Yeah. Oh, hello, friend. I'm sorry.
Did Sacred M glow and nod?
yes.
Oh, good.
Sacred M glows and nods.
I'm going to take the advice I had earlier and kind of like walk a little bit further towards the woods. Damn it, is always the thing with the stuff and listen.
We have a friend who does not have possessions. Gordy is his name. Will you allow him passage?
It's not up to me.
I mean, Gordy's not really sentient. He's with me. I mean, what is sentient, really? But he can't speak. He can't do anything. You know, he doesn't have hands. So it's not really going to be too possible for him to get there. He doesn't have sentimental value for anything.
No.
But I have this, and he's with me. Pull out a piece of paper. I don't explain really what it is, but it's the note that Della gave me before we left. So the last thing I've heard from her. I don't really want to get close to Sacred M because, like, its entire jaws are not that much smaller than me.
Can I notice that Tibbles looks hesitant and nervous? Yeah, I'm just going to go over to you.
No, I quickly fold it up and just like a little plane into its mouth.
As it turns towards you, roll dexterity.
Oh, that was almost a lot better. 9.
It kind of bonks off her snout, and she like. How valuable is this letter to you?
Pretty valuable. It's the last communication I have probably ever from the only friend other than Gordy that I really have.
She licks it a little bit.
We're just getting to know each other. You know, you guys are buds, but like...
We vanquish succubus together.
You've been through a lot already. You've been through a lot. She licks it a little bit. And then she snaps it down. She's satisfied. So you notice it's kind of like yours, where it's a shake, and another shake, and then another shake. And then eventually the little glow happens. Whew. And she's satisfied.
And that counts for me and Gordy, right? Gordy.
And Gordy gallops over to you.
Oh.
And then
I hop on top of him. See? We're a pair. Both of us, together.
she vanishes.
Well, I'm going to take that as a positive sign.
Yeah.
And you notice everything starts to feel a little bit more natural and normal around you.
I still think that we should make camp and travel in the day.
I think I remember.
Agree.
Here's here's what I'm thinking. Beat and Fen love them. They've said a lot that they don't remember things.
Yes.
I'm worried they're going to forget that they let us come in.
But say,
I
let them
mean,
not
we're
forget.
standing right here.
Pete.
It's a little bit rude.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude. I was just, thinking about your memory, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to put you guys out and scare you again when we come in.
Would you
Yeah,
make...
we're really trying to be sensitive to your needs here.
Yeah.
I'm curious about your story. Would you make camp with us for the evening?
If we move farther into the swamp, you can join us tonight in the marshes. You have the blessing of Sacred M to travel through. Did you know
I'm good with it.
that the Sebet Marshes are many footsteps long?
How many?
I forget.
We'll come with you, and I'll kind of.
We can count our footsteps, and as we pass through, we will answer that question anew.
Well, I mean, whose footsteps are we talking about here? Because I'm going to be doing a lot more footsteps than you guys. Well, no, I guess Gordy is doing all the footsteps for me.
But he has four for every two.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I will count.
Guys, I don't get math, but I think we should just follow them.
Yes.
Let us go.
Where is safe for us to make camp here?
If you follow Pete, here you can follow Fen. I think we should all follow Pete. That's very nice,
I thought
Fen.
you were Pete. Damn it.
And they they ask you to follow them so that you can find a safe passage following where their footsteps
I will pull out
travel.
my lantern of continual flame and use that to help guide us through with my goggles down.
And you move
regardless.
forward to the center
Cool.
where they bring you, assuming you've made safe passage all the way through here.
I fell in once, twice. I don't know. Very
3 times
clumsy,
already.
man. Not the good.
I use my tremble sense to step exactly where they step.
Nice. And you're
But I'm
able
also
to navigate to a very firm place in the swamp. So usually
You're just
take a couple
walking
steps
through.
elsewhere. Because you definitely, we know you did. You took one off the path just to, you got curious, there was something out there.
Frogs, yeah. Literally.
It's a very soggy, wet place to travel. And as you come up to where they would make their own resting spot, large logs abound. They don't really have a place that they live, necessarily. It seems like this is the place that they just kind of seem to settle down. It looks a lot like the rest of the swamp.
Is it okay for us to make a small
This is Chris O'Brien, everybody, our sound
Chris
guy.
O'Brien.
Ladies and gentlemen.
He's great!
D&D debut next week.
Okay. They look towards you, your question about the fire, and they fire is very natural.
So I'm just gonna, is there anything around wood-wise that looks like we could make a little campfire?
Yeah, they got lots of like, little logs around. They are wet though, and it is raining still around. Like
Okay,
you're
well
out
then
in the
I'm
open.
going to use freaking shape water? Yeah, shape water to extract any water from the wood and sets it on fire with firebolt.
So as you're working away at making yourself a little fire, what are the rest of you up to?
Bailing hat.
Yeah, I think I just really like Pete and Fen, so I'm just asking stories about the swamp.
They
where
don't
came from.
remember much.
Still pretty suspicious of this whole thing. So,
Fair.
What do you mean?
so
Now in the heart of it.
you know, I've gotten off Gordy now that we're where we are, and you know, it's all good. Gordy's just kind of like pacing around us in a circle, being very protective.
Classic Gordy.
And I'm just, you know, keeping my passive perception as not passive as passive perception can be. Just trying to figure out if anything's changing, if it, you know, do I
Okay.
get any more, even more suspicious feelings?
Amazing.
I'm
It's
wondering-
quite late now, so you are all starting to feel the exhaustion of the day.
Yeah, I need to tend to my insides.
Should we maybe have like a watch order? I feel like we should keep someone awake with them.
Yeah.
know.
Especially, I agree, because invisible crocodile is still in swamp.
And what if they forget that there's danger? Like they just forgot. This is really dangerous.
I think you are very true, and I'll pull out my like gun from my hat, kind of put it on. Is there anywhere like dry-ish to like lay
You are
down?
on a relatively dry spot
Okay.
where they've taken you to. It's clearly where they kind of sit down. And you notice a seated position, cross-legged. Their bottom half melds into mostly what would be the marsh. And you notice they both start to pull pieces from their own, like, mossy sides. And they're like,
That's messed up.
I'm
Pizza the Hut.
I'm pretty injured. If I could rest up first, that would be super.
You go.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
good
not-
to take.
Yes.
You know, I don't think this whole situation.
Yeah, I'm gonna go right to sleep.
If you jostle me, I shall come back. Pete and Fen, you said something about danger and scaring someone. What were you speaking of?
What?
Never mind.
He's going to,
You said some intruders are dangerous.
yeah.
Do you have problem intruders?
Yes. People come inside the Sebet Marshes.
Were you referring to us, or are there other intruders here now?
The travelers are trying to drain the marshes and put in what they call a road. And they want to make it so they can get from over here to over there. And they want to tear out everything that Sacred M is watching over. And we were asked by Sacred M to make sure that nothing happens to the Sebet Marshes.
I understand.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna sleep. Sleep.
And it's going to...
Did you want to know how many steps it takes to cross the Sebet Marshes?
You asked that already.
Oh,
Do you remember now, buds?
no.
Okay. Okay. So back to the counting plan.
Oh God. Okay, so I'm gonna, I'm just gonna tuck her up next to that log, and the light in my eyes, this glowing green, slowly dims
And everyone else.
and extinguishes.
I will find a dry place to sleep where I can.
These two guys have
Keep
sort of
an
taken
eye on
a
Emissary.
spot here. You
Yeah.
found this dry.
I'll go. Yeah, I'll go by that log too, with Storber.
You're gonna head. You're sort of in the middle here with Gordy. Do you head towards Emmy?
You know, I find myself a nice dry log to sit on and keep my eyes on things. Gordy
On
keeps
the
doing
other
his
side
pacing.
of this nice dry log, you guys find a little spot here.
Yeah, Gordy's still pacing. He's keeping an eye out.
Yeah, I think Elagh falls asleep pretty fast. She's like, "Oh, this is nice. This is nature, and there are people that are nice, and everyone's really nice." And so
Everyone
she
is
like
really
take her
nice.
cloak and just sort of like
As
curl
soon as
up.
she falls asleep, make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, nothing's worse than trying to go to sleep.
Is it mushrooms?
13.
Emissary, you're also powering down. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh. Con save. Oh, sweet. Nice. 23.
Storber,
Oh.
make a Constitution saving throw.
Let's go with this one.
Actually not bad. 12.
Okay. Tibbles, you're on watch. And you just notice that through the night, they don't seem to sleep. Pete and Fen are still nibbling on a bit of their edges, or one of them will like pick something off of the other one and toss it to the ground. And as you feel that the warmth seems to come and go. So you feel like it warm and you expect Sacred M to appear with her mossy tooth, hence her name, Lady Moss Tooth. And she doesn't. You don't see her though, but you feel that kind of come and go, and it's actually unsettling. And as your friends are not able to communicate with you, as they rest, it's more unsettling than usual. And the two of you who failed a Constitution saving throw, you notice that parts of the moss and ground of the marshes are growing up over top of them as they rest. And so it starts to travel up them, but not with Emissary.
Not the rock man. That's fine.
Well, that's pretty much exactly what I was afraid of. So, yeah, I'm waking them up. Fastest way I can think of, I just kick both of them in the head. I mean, I got little feet. It's not that.
Hop over our heads. Just
All right, so Tibbles jumps over. Quick kick first. I mean, they're next to each other, so you're able to kind of do them both. Gordy notices that you're up and moving and continues the pace now. Pete and Fen do seem, they're unfazed. by all of this, but you're kicked out of your slumber.
What has happened?
Also gonna kick Emissary. Seems like
So
everyone
while
should
you
wake
guys are
up.
both reacting, and you watch Tibbles scarper over to where Emissary is resting in his meditative state, and you give him a little tap tap.
I don't think we can be entirely trustful of these fur boys, because like, they were obviously fur boys, and they're now swamp boys. And it was clearly starting, like, look at your legs. You got stuff all over them.
You're both unable to stand up from the marsh.
Oh no.
Oh,
What is happening?
struggle, cuddle with the moss.
Roll strength, both of you.
Like a save or
A
just
saving
break?
throw.
Okay. 21.
15.
Okay, so you're able to rip yourself up as you stand to your full height, but you're pulling away parts of the marsh that's already become a part of, especially like your clothing and your fabrics, and it would be impossible to separate the marsh from your clothes.
Oh.
And as you attempt to stand up, you're just able to do it, but you're same thing. Parts of you are connected to the marsh itself.
I'll scream. Very loud.
What is happening?
And you're all awake. And Pete and Fen,
my
they look
clothes.
over at you as you exclaim, "Oh, he doesn't like being a part of the Sebet Marsh."
I pay you dearly for travel, not join. Travel mainly go past and through, not become part.
Who are you guys?
You
I told you.
You were right. I'm sorry. Well, we were there to fight.
Do you guys want to know
How many steps it takes to get through the Sebet Marshes?
Do you know how
I know halfway.
How many?
Let's find out.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh man.
Oh, god damn it!
God damn it! But we're gonna find out what happens and what these rolls are after we take a break.
Oh no.
All right.
All right.
And we're back from our quick break, everybody. We are in the Sebet Marshes, where our heroes have followed the kindly protectors of the marsh directly to the center.
Those air quotes make me really nervous.
All right.
Damn it!
You followed them where they were resting with you, and as a few of you were resting, Tibbles on watch. Good thing you guys put someone in paying attention, because he was noticing that the marshes were starting to form up around you and engulf you in a way that looks not that different from your two friends, Pete and Fen. And the missing Sacred M, or Lady Mosstooth. She has many names. And she has disappeared from sight, but you sense the warmth again. But you cannot see her. As you roll initiative! As you pull yourselves from the moss of the marsh itself. What are your initiatives? Starting over here with our druid.
7.
Sorry.
Okay, Elagh.
16.
That's better than 7.
Emissary. 16 is more than 7. You heard it here first.
13.
Storber.
Man, we're rolling great on initiative. 15.
Tibbles.
Pretty good. +3.
Oh crap! I'm first.
Nope.
That's probably good. Sets the pace for what exactly is happening.
Okay.
The state
First,
is a walrus.
as you are peeling yourselves up, you sense a sudden warmth all around you.
Someone peed in the water.
I was wondering who would be first to make that joke, and I'm not surprised. Everybody.
Welcome back, Matt. Seriously missed you though. It's really nice to have Tibbles back.
Tibbles.
I missed being here.
I heard I missed peeing here.
I think we have our
Both can
answer.
be true.
You could be two things. Okay, so here we are. It gets warm. Tibbles, you're next to Emissary. And then over here, Storber and Elagh. And then by himself, but always staying out of combat range, Gordy. And as he takes a couple steps on his circling path, he vanishes from your sight.
Ooh, what?
No.
Well, fuck, buds. That bodes poorly.
Emissary, it's your turn.
Oh.
Oh man.
Okay, so we roll initiative, and for us, this is the moment, but we all know what that means. But do we know that suddenly it's dangerous? Are Pete and Fren acting any differently?
You see that Pete and Fen's eyes light up. They're orange. You're noticing that they are moving to stand,
Yeah.
and the warmth of the area around you, and a sudden, almost muffling world outside of a large enough radius that you can't tell how far it extends around.
And we saw Gordy disappear?
Yes. Also, you would sense Gordy makes like you're used to him now. You know what his feet feel
Yeah.
like as he traipses.
Okay.
His feet are no longer making that. He's not invisible. He's gone.
Okay. Seeing Gordy's gone is actually enough for me. I'm gonna call out,
Sacred M, you promised us safe passage.
and I'm gonna cast Firebolt at Fen. So, yeah, I'm angry. Damn. 11.
You're so angry, it goes wide. And it blasts through the night of the Sebet Marsh, illuminating space as it travels. But it doesn't hit him, as he is moving slowly to stand, and much slower than you'd expect, as though the marsh itself is still absorbing him. Anything else?
Oh, nah, that's all I got.
Tibbles, you're up.
Can cast
Obviously,
Expeditious Retreat and
Tibbles
try and-
notices the sudden disappearance of Gordy.
Yeah, not cool with that.
Spell slots you got? I've got 4 level 1s.
How attached are they still to the ground?
That's why I fired a cantrip.
They are still seated, and they are working to stand, and it takes quite a bit of effort for them to remove themselves. The longer that they spend seated, the more they are being absorbed into the marsh. So to stand up will take them their full... You get the sense of the pace that you're at, that it'll take them all of their motion to move.
Maybe we should
to
run.
stand.
I'm gonna use my first attack to cut his legs free, and my second attack to cut her legs free.
Strain.
Okay.
Not for you. You can do whatever you want.
I can shape the ground and the water.
Like that's what I'm thinking. Like you got some like serious earth.
And Tibbles
shit.
moves forward,
Get them the f away from us.
spinning
maybe
and
we
racing
can run.
towards his friends.
So Storber, non-natural 20, and
Enough to easily extricate you from the Sebet Marshes that have been growing up into all of the surfaces that it could reach inside of your cloth and armor.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to like, claw up on the log, like using it for leverage, and all of a sudden, like
You're
just from
free.
behind this gray flash, I now know as Sir Tibbles.
and 24 for Elagh.
You liberate her as well. A quick slash through some growth of what looks like marshy reeds that had attempted to fold themselves into a thick mat around your legs.
Thanks, bud.
Yeah, no problem.
Tibbles, you have a bit of movement left. After one of our other players, you'll be on deck, Storber.
Copy that.
After Storber, it's Elagh.
I should use my inspiration, damn it.
Yeah, that's all for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna make little cards.
After
for us,
Tibbles.
so we can use.
Standing up slowly, just able to pull itself up. The one closest to you, Tibbles, looks over towards you all. And you almost feel like it's sad. And probably the eyes flicker orange. And when they come off, they're dark brown eyes there that maybe used to be something else. And they flicker to life again as the orange. And it reaches out a hand that vibrates as though it's resisting casting a spell towards you all. But it's unable to resist and instead casts a spell.
Crap, I can't stop it.
The music makes me nervous even. I don't know how you guys deal with it. Where is
It's
my
louder
spell?
over here.
Yeah, right? Okay, so of the radius of Tibbles, Elagh, Storber, make a Constitution saving throw.
Roll high.
There's suddenly all around you a cloud of swamp mites.
Ooh, 19.
Mites?
Yes,
That sounds horrible.
unpleasant. It's a thick cloud
Oh,
of
thank
them.
God.
Freaking nightmare.
19.
11.
Non-natural 20.
Okay. Both of you, you swat away at them, and it seems like the more you do, the more the cloud descends on.
Shit.
Look at these cool bugs, guys. Look at that. And then all of a sudden I'm just like, oh, damn.
You're like, look at these cool bugs. Meanwhile, you are just like a mat of these mites that are all over you.
A little Tim shining through.
Yeah. Storber's got a lot of Tim problems right now.
You take 5 poison damage.
Okay.
No dice.
Am I condition poisoned?
Yes, and no, you're not condition poisoned. You're just
Okay,
taking
great.
poison damage, but you move 5 feet in a random direction.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
you or
roll-
me? You go. You go.
North, which is
I'll
that
pull out my
way.
compass.
Yeah. Well, if you pull out your compass, though,
No, I mean like it's north, right? Like we're going.
Oh.
you may have 2 compasses.
I would definitely have cartographers.
Oh, then you definitely do. So you have more than 1 compass on you. Okay, but you are pushed in the direction, and you move from. You just stumble across the log as you're trying to fight off all of these mites, and they nibble away at you. And it's tasty.
Awful. Gross. Hate it. I hate bugs.
Okay.
Oh, so cute.
What's wrong with you?
And following that damage, it's your turn, Storber.
So I'll kind of like roll off the log, still holding my gun. I'll consider this a little bit of cover. I'm crazy. I know I'm separated from the group, and there's a giant crocodile that's invisible, but I can only live in fear, Lady Moss-Tooth. So I will take action pose across the log, kind of placing the needle across. And I will aim at close guys, closest to Tibbles, closest to me.
Yeah.
Let's call him
Pete.
Pete. I'll aim at Pete's feet. And I will shoot firebolt while I shout right across to Emmy. And I'll say, get him separated from the swamp. And I will shoot firebolt at his feet. Hopefully. Excellent. Very high. 24.
Connects. Wild flame engulfs all around. What's the damage?
Very
It's like a
exciting.
dad
recording the
asking for the
music.
bill. What's the damage?
Damage. 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay.
Fire damage.
Okay. and one foot seems to separate.
I'm really ready.
And as that foot separates a little bit, as it's attempting to stand, you see the eyes flash brown and then back to orange again.
Okay.
Okay.
And anything that isn't being protected magically that can light on fire is definitely lighting on fire.
The marsh is quite damp. So
Fair
a lot of the brush around Pete is starting to alight. A little bit of the driest bits of him as well as it travels up his leg a little bit.
That is. I can do. Can I. Sorry. From my position, use all of the movement I can to actually move a bit closer to Elagh
Yes.
so that I'm not so out on my own. Because Lady Mosstooth gained a lot of respect when she turned invisible in Storber's books. Yeah, and then I'll just try and kind of tuck up to the log and be like, just run away. You just run away.
Tactical clump always works.
Tactical
Yeah.
clump.
Tactical
Clump up,
clump,
friends.
yeah. Well,
Tactical
I
clump.
definitely don't want to disappear like
Possible
Gordy did.
team name? We'll see. Okay, following Storber's turn. Elagh.
Okay, I'm gonna whip out my staff of healing, and I'm going to spend 5 charges and cast mass cure wounds on my group.
my girl.
So
What's the area of effect? 'Cause I'm
30
far away.
feet. Can
Oh,
I get
yep.
to Emissary?
Yep.
These are 30 by 30 squares.
Yes.
Cool.
Says the man who helped build the whole thing.
I didn't build them. I just
Is
helped
it a
design them.
radius of 30 feet?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a 60-foot
Oh,
Oh, you're set.
30
diameter.
feet from you in all directions.
yeah.
Nice. Wow.
Sonics
That's
works
massive.
for me.
So I can choose
still
up to
haven't rolled
6
for that last
creatures.
game.
I'm gonna try and do Swampy Boys as well and see if that helps.
Oh,
I mean,
interesting.
sure.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It
cool.
might.
I mean, we haven't done any damage that we know about.
Well, you did 10 damage to one of them with your tail.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Ugh, let's see what I get.
They may have rejuvenated from eating of themselves, you know.
Yeah. Who knows?
15 healing to all of you.
Wow, thank you.
Dude, that includes me too, right? I can do that to
Yeah,
myself.
yeah, choose yourself. I choose me. You
I
know?
choose me.
I don't need healing, so if it's like points that you can spread around.
No, it's just casting the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you, what happens? How do you do this? Does your staff just like boosh, or do you lift it up? What does this look like when you activate the healing?
Yeah, I think I take it out and I put it in front of me, and then everything glows like that bronzy color, like my freckles, and it just kind of like waves out.
and it
everyone glitters a
it's
little
bit.
bit.
Of a little bit of a glitter. As your freckles kind of sparkle as it hits past you, and then past everyone else, and it washes over you like a wave that smells like.
Like a fresh field of clovers after a nice rain.
Ooh, that's nice.
And it just
good.
splashes over you. You feel that sense of well-being, as though someone is at home making you pie, and you smell the fresh clovers on your way there as you are suddenly rejuvenated by those 15 points. Okay, everybody, including our dear friend Finn.
Does it do anything cool to them?
You actually watch their eyes flicker again to brown. And then they look towards you, and as they flicker brown, and Fen heals, and he tells you, run.
Shit. Run. So yeah, I'll yell that out to everyone too. He says run!
Not without my Gordy.
Oh shit.
And it's, after Elagh, it's Fen's turn. And he moves as he stands, but instead of attacking you, he takes a step back into the marsh, and he reaches out to Pete, and he grabs a hold of him. And that's his turn,
Oh.
holding on to him. At the back of the top of our order, you're all filled again with a flush of warmth. An unnatural, steaming heat from the marshes itself beneath you. And this time, you feel lighter, Emissary, as though maybe something you had with you has gone missing. It's your turn. And I think that you had an egg with you.
It's in his hat.
Oh, okay.
Do
Then-
we put it in the hat?
We put it in the hat.
Oh, okay.
Did I put it on? You notice that your hat is lighter.
Oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Whoa.
That's messed up. Okay.
And that is the
thievery.
end of that turn. Emissary. So you're not able to notice it then. My
Okay.
apologies.
That's okay. I was pretty confused.
It just kind of sags a little bit, and you're like,
How muddy and wet my hat is right now. It's destroyed.
Do these...
it's not water that fell out, but it's noticeably lighter.
So you said Fen is kind of falling backwards and grabbing onto Pete. And they look like they're made of the swamp itself. Are they very damp?
Yes.
I cast Shape Water and freeze Pete.
Okay.
He'll be frozen for an hour. It is just an instantaneous effect. All of the water within him turns to ice.
Use your spell slot.
It's a cantrip.
Do it.
I did it.
Amazing. And you watch as he hardens up as Fen is attempting to grab onto him, and you hear a bit of a crackling as he's pulling forward. Is that your turn, Emissary? Tibbles, you're on deck.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Expeditious Retreat on myself. Yeah, it's just on me. 10 minutes. I will do that.
Awesome. Live long and prosper redeems feeling inspired for you, Emissary.
Oh, sweet. Thank you. Oh, I've got double inspiration.
You can only have one.
You can only have one
inspiration.
active at a time.
Right.
Yeah.
I've got nothing to use it on, though. So I'm casting Expeditious Retreat. So I now have, what is it, double movement? Cast a spell, bonus action. Each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action. So starting next time, because this used my bonus action this time. But you said run. I'm going to start running and use my full 30 feet to get to this side of, like toward me, toward that like stump there. Yes.
And you will make a hasty attempted retreat through the swamp.
Yeah.
Through the Sebet Marsh. In the extreme night, where pretty soon you sense that there may be daybreak even coming, and you have all been unable to get a full night's rest. After Emissary, it's Tibbles.
Tibbles kind of draws himself up with his rapier and his little buckler, and kind of looks around, calls out into the marshes. Lady Mosstooth, you said we could have safe passage, and then you started attacking us. I can overlook that, but you give me fucking back Gordy right the fuck now, or I won't rest until every last bit of this marsh is fucking gone.
I will help.
You're already losing. It's going to happen.
Damn.
Give me back Gordy. We leave.
Okay, so you make that ultimatum out into the air around you. You feel it shift. The temperature fluctuates suddenly. The words are intense, even to your friends and the few other living things around you. You can tell that it's sensed by whatever might be with you. Do you want anything else, Tibbles? Call out.
Not gonna run.
Whoop. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. Pete, on Pete's turn. Pete is freezing, and as he moves and solidifies, some of that cracking while Fen pulls him separates him from the marsh a little bit. His eyes turn brown, and he looks back towards Fen and reaches out for him as well. And the two of them start to grasp and embrace each other. He can barely move though, right? Because he's frozen.
Yeah.
So it's a motion with just like the little bits of him that is cracking as he freezes up. Storber and Elagh, you're on deck.
He said run. I heard him say run. Tibbles is the fastest thing I have ever seen, and I am going to be very slow in this marsh.
Jump on me.
Yeah. I don't know how far I can make it.
Oh, I screwed something up.
We'll fix it.
Yeah. Sorry.
I wish I had some fairy fire. I will move. I'll look at Elagh and point in the assumed direction. If we started that way, I'm going to assume we're going that way.
You're going north.
And I will let us get out of here. And I back up as far as I can go, 15 feet. To the other side of that log, and I will try and find Gordy.
Oh, okay.
I will try and find his footprints.
You're in the vicinity that Gordy last was.
Yeah, this
So
is where I
you just see
appeared,
that-
and right after he disappeared.
Yeah, you see that the footprints are gone, and they don't continue. You can see where he was pacing, and the deepest footprints suddenly stop.
I would like to nature or investigate the area to try and to confirm that he has not disappeared into the wilderness that Lady Moss has him.
Okay. Roll a quick nature. You can also do survival if you prefer.
I'll take nature for sure, but I will use that inspiration. Thank you, Chad. Oh my god. Oh, worse. No. 8.
So you see footprints where Gordy would have been circling, and then deep prints that disappear. You are convinced, based on what you know about this sort of magic, that Gordy is likely on either a different plane or has been teleported.
I will use my bonus action to shout out, Lady Mosstooth has Gordy, and like cock my gun very aggressively.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
That's it.
Elagh.
Yeah, I think I'm going to run towards Storber and just like, yeah, I'm panicking to get out of there. I'm also like really worried about the guys now because I really liked them. I don't really know what to do. I'm just sort of in a panic state, and I run and grab on Storber, and I don't do any attack.
Okay, so you just run towards him.
Yeah.
Reduced movement through the marsh.
Okay.
And while you're with him, do you say anything? What's going on here?
I don't think we're gonna get out of here with Tibbles. I think he's gonna stay until he gets Gordy back. I don't know what to do.
We're all getting Gordy back. And I like point to our like gross clothes that are all like moss and like vinified and stuff. We stand our ground. We outlast.
Elagh, you hear inside your own mind. I don't think that whatever this is letting you all go, Elagh.
What do you mean?
Elagh,
Yeah.
telling you mean business. You're tough, Elagh. You're a farce.
I mean business!
Tell him you mean business.
Please tell me you got an action.
Roll intimidation, all three of you.
Wait, so 3? Which 3?
These three who've done intimidating
Yeah.
motions so far.
I was really hoping you wouldn't ask Tibbles to roll intimidation.
Tibbles can roll an advantage because it's Gordy.
Non-natural 20.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
Then I rolled just plain normally because I rolled disadvantage for intimidation.
Oh, because you're mouse.
16.
Fucking adorable.
Oh god. Oh.
16?
Yeah.
20.
5.
Okay, so you yell out, what is to you? It is the inside, the soul is there.
Yeah.
But on the outside, you are an adorable.
Squeaky little voice.
Yeah, you're an adorable mouse. You've got this really cute little accent. I mean, it's a whole thing. But like the words come through, and with your friends rallying to your cause, you sense a change to the way the swamp and the marshes feel around you. After Ela's turn, it's Fen.
So I screwed up shape water. I just want to point this out. I can freeze water, provided there are no creatures in it. So I took the water that
is
was
it?
in the creature, which is very confusing.
I think because of this situation is unusual, the water that's not a part of him is freezing around his motion, which
Okay.
is why when he reaches out, he's still able to sort of move it a little bit, but that water that's freezing is this part that aren't actually him.
Okay, so slowing it.
Elemental
slowing it.
shit. Yeah.
Inside of the moss creature is the nugget of the guy who used to be in there. And he is still feeling the embrace of Fen, who on his turn reaches out and then kicks the legs out from underneath him, which snap his connection to the ground, and he reaches all around Pete and engulfs him in his own arms, and the two of them fall backwards into the wet marsh, where there is so much water that they disappear from your sight as they fall backwards together.
Well, they're gone. Dry the place out and let's fucking burn it down.
I'm just gonna start doing as soon as he said that. I'm just gonna start moving water all out from the center.
At the top of the round, where we come back to,
Are we still in combat?
There's the
it's up to you
invisible
guys. Appearing in the very center, Mostu. And in her mouth, the egg. That you're now able to see. That you were not sure what had happened.
I did not
Oh my god.
sacrifice that.
I will lower my weapon at a god.
Return that to me.
It's just like
I don't know. I think she can have it.
this. We will trade you this for Tibbles. You received your gifts, great powerful one.
You asked for a sacrifice. You were given it. You return the egg and Gordy, or die.
Can I like pause for a second and check my hat for Kurku? I just want to reach in. I don't want to pull him out. I just want to like reach in the
He's
hat
there.
and feel okay. Yeah. And then put it back on and like
Your
not quite holding.
item is still there.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna turn to the guys and be like,
Emissary, you can now roll your intimidation.
if she wants the egg, she can have the egg. I don't care about the egg. We gotta get Gordy back.
We get Gordy
I
back.
want both.
All costs.
A deal was struck.
Oh, that's just
17.
Yeah,
good
I
number.
don't give a shit what she
21.
does with that egg. She's got 30 seconds to
21.
get Gordy back, or we light this place on fire.
And as you are all having this conversation surrounding her, she senses your resolve and your companionship. And she drops the egg from her mouth, and it rolls into the swamp gently. And she looks over at all of you, and then she turns to Tibbles. And then she clicks at you. Gordy appears behind you.
I just spin around and give him the biggest hug.
That's so cute. And so you clasp Gordy and hang on to him. And she looks out at all of you. And you hear telepathically from her mind.
Ooh.
Do you sense the perils of Adarjan?
Yes. We seek to end the perils. Do not prevent us.
Our path leads to Lindar, through your marshes, to end the next step in whatever evil is conducted.
I mean business.
Tibbles is ignoring all this. Just like,
Just hugging Gordy.
yeah. Oh, and you hear like, you know, now that it's all over, he kind of breaks a little bit. You hear a bit of a sob as he's hugging him.
Okay, but she's looking back to all. She kind of turns to all of you in turn.
Where did the
You
king?
are different than all the Sebet Marsh travelers.
How?
You are filled with honest purpose. I grant you passage, but also I'll give you a sacrifice. If you promise to protect the lands until you become a part of it.
Wait, what? Promise to protect the lands until we become a part of it?
Like, do you just mean like until we naturally die in ways unrelated to you and thus return to the land?
Yes, but you are always welcome to return, for I have need of peat and
I am from the lands of... I forget where it's called.
Oh God.
You're becoming one of them!
I found it. I am from Maluznadin. I am of the land, and I must return there.
I hope you find what you're looking for. But please feel free. My true-hearted warriors return to the Sebet Marsh anytime.
Unlikely.
Yeah, I'm happy to help protect the marsh because, you know, I love a good wetland, but I highly doubt I'll be coming back here anytime soon.
All
I love
return to
I
the land.
wanted was to know what was valuable to you. And I know now that it is not just your quest, but each other.
Yes, well, you don't rightly sacrifice each other. When asked, let's sacrifice something, you're like,
How
that's
do
why.
you think Pete and Fen came to me?
Wait, they were sacrificed by the people they were with? They gave them to you?
Rouleau!
How long ago?
They do not recall, but I do.
Will.
Okay, answer please.
What are you?
It was a decade, and Pete and Fen have helped me protect the swamp and the Sebet Marshes ever since. Because people would take this, and they would stop the marshes from singing, and they would dry them up and burn them as you did, but not for honest purpose, not to protect anything other than what is not truly valuable.
Where's the egg? I want to pick it up.
It is rolled out into the marsh around her. You can.
Yeah, I'm picking that up.
it starts to crack
Holy
in your
shit!
hands.
I will get ready.
It wriggles against you. Something's happening inside. I don't know if Emissary's ready to be a daddy, but here we go. It's happening.
Looks like we're really ready.
Right? And you see it look out around you. Were there more questions? Is sort of she moves her
What are
mossy
you?
toothed maw around.
You seem not to be an animal of the swamp.
You are a great and powerful being.
Thank you. That is true.
What?
I am sacred. Most. And the world around us is poison.
Sorry, is poisoned? Oh.
You travel north.
Yes.
You will travel to a frozen land.
Is there anything like along the way that we should know about, like any traps or trixies?
If you go to Lindar, where there are many people, they will also take from you what is found. They will take from you your honest purpose.
Bureaucrats.
Have you ever left this marsh?
I
Is the
am the Sebet Marshes.
I will take a knee.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
You watch that happen.
Yeah, I'm like, oh yeah, okay. That's what we're doing.
I will not.
This being
you and Gordy have a thing.
Yeah.
For the
having
two
a
of
few
you, and
months
as she turns to you, she says, "Do not kneel to me,
Okay.
Okay, stand up.
Yep.
for you are heroes, if you choose to be, and you will find yourselves facing much more difficult challenges, because what plagues this land is love." And she disappears.
Whoa.
What plagues this land is
what?
love?
That's unexpected.
Yep.
And you are all
Fucking
suddenly
love.
in the cool,
Why is it
cold
always love?
Sebet Marshes. Which for people watching, maybe you guessed during the chat that I love the never-ending story. And yes, I do. In fact, in Minecraft, I built a very, I think, touching, but some people felt sad and disturbing monument to Artax, which was a horsehead trying to attempt to escape from the swamp.
Oh no! I could have been on top of it.
You all find yourselves here, central swampish, in the Sebet Marshes in the night, and it doesn't feel the sense of dread that you might have felt before. Now it feels full of life, and Elagh, as a druid, it feels the way all places do when they are at harmony with nature, even though the presence of Lady M, melded into the background of this place. And you're not sensing anything unusual through the vibrations of the area. And you can sense Cocoon having a little snooze. Weirdly snores now, which is a thing.
Yeah, you learned it from me. I'm terrible. What have I done?
Is the egg still cracking?
It is cracking. And a little bit of it starts to poke through a little bit.
I'm very curious, so I'm going to be right up in the business of this egg.
I'm way over
What's
there.
going on over at this side here? Storber's next. Elagh is heading towards you. You notice the tapping and sort of shakes of this golden sparkled, kind of creamy colored egg.
Gold pebbled with Yellow and gold
As you
pebble.
move over towards him.
Just the word pebble
I
8
just-
times. I don't know.
So
I
cute.
wrote pebbled.
3 of them are
So
spells.
cute. And what is going on for Gordy and Tibbles as they have finished a good cuddle?
Oh my god.
You know, the cracking and tapping and stuff kind of attracts my attention. Looking up there, so I kind of hop on top of Gordy and I'm stay still there, trying to get a better look.
And
I'm
everyone
gonna hold it down so you can see.
moves
Oh, thank you.
towards
That's
each
very
other
helpful.
to see what is happening as the egg continues to burst forth, and it seems to be unable to escape through the membrane, and the bonds that hold the egg together are too tough for the little creature.
But there's a crack? I'm just gonna take like where the crack is, just peel a piece
And a
off.
careful,
really
be careful. This
tiny
can take a
little
long time.
Beak peeks through. Oh! On the side, and then on the other outside of where your hands are holding it, you notice another little piece. And what pops out is actually a small wing.
Is it feathery or leathery?
It's feathery,
It's feathery. Okay.
but like gooey, young,
Oh, yeah.
immature feathers.
Yeah.
It will be feathery someday.
But it's not a dragon.
No.
Fuck.
A little leg pokes out, and it's got kind of like a bird-like leg. But as the beak starts to come through and break free, it's not a bird. Andrew, do we have a new mini?
Oh yes.
Please pass it to everybody because they can see peering out from.
Prepare yourself. Would you like to pass it around?
Oh my gosh!
Pick it up on the other end.
Oh my god.
So cute!
Oh yes. Yes.
Okay, so what is
This
cracking
better
out?
live up to it.
Yeah. Of this egg
You're
is
getting good, son.
a tiny little winged beaked creature.
Is it a griffin?
Everybody roll nature.
Okay.
And we can leave him on the table here next to Emmy.
Damn it.
12.
3.
18.
6.
So you guys have all seen this appear from within Emmy's hand, and you're holding him, but everybody kind of crowds around. Sorry, Gordy. You're so cute too. You're so good boy. And you see crowding around what fits just into the palm of Emissary's hand. This tiny little creature with the body of a cat-shaped body with a little head like a baby eagle and wings.
Corey's just licking them.
So cute. It's the cutest thing. It has big eyes that are slowly trying to open but can't quite get there just yet.
It is okay, little one.
And
safe.
our highest roll knows that it's a
Chaos
griffin.
man.
It's a griffin!
Sorry, it's a griffin?
You hear Elagh.
It's a griffin!
A griffin.
That's the best. We gotta name it. Everyone stop. We have to name it immediately.
Why?
Because it's important. Because it was just born.
Oh,
Pete then?
should I have a name?
Pete Finn?
Peterfin. Oh. That is sad.
Yeah.
But Pete can be happy.
Yeah, he does not
We cannot
make
bring
me
happiness
sad.
to our friends who did much for us. But
Yeah.
maybe
I
workshopping here.
What is important about having a name?
It helps you with your identity, who you are to the world. When people tell stories and they say your name, they get a vision of you, they know who you are.
Yeah, if you didn't have a name, like none of us had names, it'd be like, so I was hanging out with Guy last night, and people would be like, which guy? And it's like, Guy. You know, it's all the guys. It'd be very confusing.
Should I have a name?
Well, we call you Emissary. That is your name.
But I am emissary.
Exactly.
Then you This is not your name. We misunderstand.
I,
This is your title. Title is
Yes.
like name, except comes before.
It is my duty
Doctor.
to be emissary to the
Well,
stone.
Dr. Tolmachev, but nobody else.
Do you wanna think of a name for yourself? What do you feel like? Who do you feel like? Right in that little crystal-y center.
I
You think?
do not know.
Maybe for a man as such, deeds become who you are. So the way that the stories come around you, this can become name as well.
I think you look like a Dwayne.
Sorry, did you say Dwayne? Dwayne. The Rock. We've made that joke on a one-shot.
But you're, as everybody's saying this to you,
What's it doing?
It's kind of looking up at you, and then it falls asleep.
Oh my gosh.
I hope it likes soggy meat pies, and I'll like reach into that.
When you reach in, born and raised, you're an eye cocoon.
Oh, okay, yeah. So as I like pull it off, cocoon will pop out.
Jeez, making a mess.
7. That one I know what it is.
Gordy is extremely protective of the new baby. And Gordy runs over to you and just sits at your feet and just, as though he's just on watch of the little baby.
This is
Yeah,
the coolest.
until he pulls soggy
Yeah, I'll pull-
sandwiches out of his thing and gets distracted by Carcoom. And then Gordy's right over there eating his sandwiches.
Yeah, I pull out the meat pie, and as soon as I do, Carcoon comes climbing out. Carcoon is triggered for. Carcoon's going to do whatever I think it wants, what I want it to do, which is feed the little baby thing. So Carcoon is going to attempt to grab some meat pie and just like drop the rest like right out of my hand, and I'll be like, holy shit! And it'll kind of like climb up my head and like kind of over, and like one of its little tentacles like reaches out extra long, and all the other ones like get shorter as it does, and it just reaches over and kind of like and kind of drop it. I
There's
don't
just
know.
meat pie everywhere.
Yeah,
Luckily,
yeah.
Gordy is on Hoover Patrol.
Yeah, meat pies are all over the spot
For
but,
like 30 seconds.
It doesn't even. The bulk of it didn't even hit the ground, which was surprising because when I pulled one out, Carcoon brought 4 more
Yeah.
with it as it crawls out. Carcoon, what did? Asleep to a soggy meat pies. I make the joke and like it just kind of like slows down. I'm just like I'll just stand there with Carcoon, and if I can, try and figure out what the heck is going on with Carcoon as there are meat pies everywhere.
Roll intelligence.
All right, I use big boy.
And also, if you could just roll an animal handling over here quick.
Not great.
I'm just gonna grab some of the meat pie off the ground that Gordy didn't get to and put it in my palm next to the sleeping griffin.
Okay.
So that when he wakes up, he can maybe eat it.
Yeah.
We'll see what he eats.
It's definitely fast asleep.
Yeah, it's
Not a big deal.
and at its current like SOG level, we're talking like full baby bird, mama bird, like already done.
It'll be perfect. It'll be perfect. It really prefers just meat, less pie. But,
Okay.
You know.
I rolled 12.
Okay, so you're definitely getting a sense that you feel that way that you just described, where Carcoon is doing what it thinks you want. But then that word thinks triggers you a lot. Carcoon is thinking. And that comes to you as a clear thought.
I will take a seat and cast Mending on him to try and fix it. I don't know what that will do, or if anything at all.
And our animal handling roll,
12.
12. Okay, so Gordy comes back, after having cleaned up a bunch of meat pie. His face is real clean. He's really good about, he slurped up the last 2 crumbs as he comes over to you. And he stays really close to you. And you notice that he feels a bit different. He trembles a little bit. He's a little bit afraid in a way that he didn't used to be. Gordy has seen some shit wherever and whatever happened to him.
It's wherever
and he
Nightcrawler bamps to.
stays with you in a close way that usually you feel like he would settle down and do his own thing. But you may have to do some work with him to work out some of this concern that he has. And he stays glued to your side in a way that is a little unusual for him, especially because he's gotten to know a couple of the other party members, like Emissary. And he loves the whole thing with the baby, but he comes back to you, and you can kind of feel that there's a little bit of a shake to him. It's different.
Should we risk movement with new baby griffin?
I think we are safe here now. And we still need to sleep.
I think so too.
Yeah, I'm pretty pooped.
I have.
Yes, I want to know, how are you doing? How is Gordy?
Well, it seems a little off.
This creature we come up against, everybody, if you know why I take a knee, this creature take the egg from my head. Inside my head is not here, a different world within our world, not small or big or here or there.
So how did they take it?
Exactly why I think this being is extremely powerful, and I am worried for where Gordy go. This is not a being that will go, even if Marsh go. Like, we will not pave road through Marsh. This being is beyond that and us. It is an old god. Maybe ancient more than the religions some you know.
Like the guy in my hat. He's there, but he's not there. I see him.
I'm always here.
He's here right now.
Did you name the baby? Elagh, I think you should call it Starfish.
That can be its nickname.
Because that was the name of my mermaid.
Oh, here we go.
Did you know that she had great big hats?
Are you now receiving divine intervention? You're doing the thing where you're looking at your hat, but you're not, you're like looking. Yeah, it's. We're getting used to it. I just want clarification if that is what happened.
This is a really cool guy living in my hat. He was in love with someone named Starfish. He had big hands.
Impressive. Of course.
That's why I turned into a walrus.
Understand.
I'm going to take a moment and just go and sit with Cliff and tell him all about my experience with the walrus.
Yeah.
And just rest.
Elagh,
that was crazy.
Be honest, it's 0 stars out of 5, right? Would not recommend.
You know, I wouldn't say 0. I'd say 1. I'd say 1 star. It was kind of fun. I was very squishy, which was fun. Loved the teeth.
It's faster than everybody thought.
Yeah, surprisingly muscly and strong, but just, not really my thing. I like having legs, I think. But I also didn't go in
my
water.
mermaid Starfish didn't have legs, she had a tail.
Oh, that's right.
So, I mean, not in the plus column.
Yeah, it's personal. It's preference, really.
So they're having this conversation.
Yeah,
You're only hearing Ela's side of it.
Emissary is just gonna lose interest, looking at little Griffin, and go back over toward the log, and out.
Yeah.
Light goes out from his eyes.
I'll give you my scarf again and kind of wrap around the little baby.
And close to the fire too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Cliff to tell me a story, and I'm gonna fall asleep to his story.
Got an audiobook.
I got an audiobook.
It's a great audiobook because he's like, You know what, Elagh? I'm going to go all the way back to the beginning. Back when I was a young man and I had a
And the
dream of
waves were.
Yeah. Salty spray of the sea. It starts way back in time and goes on his journey. Over here.
I will
Mother was a cook.
kind of sit in that area that relative to like Gordy and Tibbles, and I'll kind of show Tibbles how the like cube of force works. And I'll kind of like, I'll leave it kind of out. You press it, anybody press it. Big force field, everybody protected even from magic.
All right, sounds good. I guess I'm back on watch then. This is probably good. Gordy seems a little. He needs some attention. You know, he's
It
got to
needs
simmer
pies
down a
of
bit.
plenty, because I think the pond water, and I'll like put my cup in my hat and pull out like it's like a little bit of meat pie, but mostly pond water.
Mostly
I gotta like
summer.
pour it out like I don't even know if Gordy should eat it really. Like it's pretty gross. He do doggy barfs, but that's okay. We in swamp.
You do doggy barfs.
Yeah, and I'll just kind of do that. Pull out some like the best meat pie. I'll think of the best meat pies that are in there, and I'll pull them out for Gordy.
They're still soggy AF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's a 200-pound dog. If he
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
sick,
he's gotta
it's
eat.
not gonna matter that we're in a swamp. But
And
Yeah,
Gordy,
I didn't bring the doggy bags.
Gordy sits next to you as everybody else takes a rest, and he kind of is, snuffling through the pies, and then he looks up at you and he sneezes. And suddenly in front of him there's a small cloud that seems to rain a little bit. And then he kind of shakes it off and it goes away. And Gordy now has the cantrip druidcraft.
What
From
was
his
it?
experience.
well,
A small cloud appears that looks like it's raining.
No, I heard that, but what was the cantrip called?
Druidcraft.
Oh, Druidcraft.
Gordy can predict the weather.
Oh, Gordy!
well, fuck, buds. That's a weird sneeze.
So we'll probably do it as a redemption, but Gordy can do druidcraft.
Okay.
That's fun.
As a part of his experience traveling to the dimension that Lady Mosstooth is in charge of, where she doesn't always have the form that she takes to you here, but she is appearing to you as the form of, currently, the alligator or crocodile. No one ever tried to figure it out. So, Gordy does that, but then he kind of snuffles it off, and full of soggy, wet pies, mostly Marsh, he starts to snuffle next to you.
Oh no. Oh,
But
no.
thanks to another redemption from chat, from Born and Crazed, we have a clueless redemption. So while everyone else rests, you remember the research that you've collected and some of the notes that you took with you, not just from Shen, but also from the Tower of Vale and some of the invoices. And so you're going back through all of that paperwork and pondering. And also you sacrificed an important letter from Dala. And do you remember what the letter said?
I have it here somewhere.
There's something inside of that letter to you that triggers something about the rest of all of this research. And she asked you to keep an eye out for something.
Her brother Brees.
Her brother.
It's not named Fen, right?
And you never met him, but she talked about him a lot. And there's a timing that seems to be suspicious to you as you go through the invoices and the logs and the records from Shen. That the start of everything was the day that Brees left Valenus. So someone left that town, traveled throughout Adarjan, and from there, it's almost like the timeline starts with that adventure.
It's Kang.
And that you may be on the trail of someone else's travel through this country. And you'll remember his name and take that with you when you hit Lindar. because you might want to ask other people if they also know about this person, and did they travel through here, and are they connected at all to the summer of sorrow that plagues the lands.
I happen to have chat open, and I saw Chaos Reigns, and there was a Chaos Reigns earlier from Night Medic 83, which we missed from before the break.
We've had a couple of those, and so I think
I'm gonna roll twice.
I think we should roll twice while you sleep. And it's that while you sleep, slowly nuzzling into your shoulder is this little baby. And it triggers as it pokes towards you, it just activates
Your first parental instinct ever.
the crystal.
Oh, cocked.
in you.
Okay, a
And we'll
9.
roll.
And
And does it activate your wild magic?
good number. No.
17 is a good number, everybody. Okay, but it's still connected to you. So it's bonding with you as a mommy birdie, and you're bonding with it.
Oh yeah.
Currently unnamed, I believe. I don't know if we settled on something previously. But the baby griffin continues.
Chat's calling for Peter. You said Pete.
Yeah, Pete Finn.
Peter Griffin.
Oh no!
Oh,
What's spelled with an A?
Peter Griffin.
No, like Pete, like a peat bog.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's why
no,
they're
I'm
Pete
talking
and
about
Finn.
like Family Guy.
Yeah,
Like
I
Peter
know,
Griffin.
but I'm saying spell it like Pete, like because
That's
Pete and Finn,
Oh, yeah. Pete. Right.
bog names.
Yeah. I didn't take it that way.
But
Thank you for
adorable.
clarifying.
Adorable.
Peter
Okay.
the Griffin. I think we're gonna have a contest.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. Everybody can participate as this little cutie. And you fall asleep. Everybody can take a long rest. Trigger that under D&D Beyond pages because you're
God.
actually able to rest.
Oh my God.
Probably we have a situation where Tibbles will tap in now with somebody. Maybe.
Yeah, I said to wake me up after a couple
Yeah.
hours.
Okay, so that everybody can take a long rest. And Tibbles, when you go to transition to your time to take a break, you feel a sudden warmth and the whisper of Sacred M with you before you rest, and she just tells you, rest now. It is okay.
Wow.
I give you safe passage. Do not be afraid of me. Be afraid of the eyeless one. I mean, good luck sleeping tonight, buddy. 'Cause it's your turn to rest.
That's just for Tibbles, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for the clues, everybody. Because I
Is
wasn't
there
going to
anything
tell
I
anybody
can
about those.
roll for if eyeless ones means anything to me?
You can roll history.
Like the mouth of Sauron. Or
Botched it.
Roll your percentile dice.
Second history botch.
Don't shit about history.
Tibbles elsewhere, you know?
Yeah.
He was really good at the
I
sword
mean-
swinging class.
Suddenly, yeah, right.
yeah.
7.
7. Okay, so eyeless ones.
Shit. What? Sorry.
Tibbles doesn't know shit. But he does think eyeless ones probably, he's like, maybe the hat is eyeless? And so you're real suspicious of Cliff. Like,
You're gonna get a rapier through the hat.
no! As though
He's my
you
god
think
now.
that maybe Sacred M has given you a clue that someone in your party is not trustworthy.
Oh yeah, I've got no eyeballs. I've just got a glow.
So you're getting like, is she tipping you off? Is she giving you some insider info?
Shit.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
So, sitting with Tibbles.
Not,
but you
not
take a
even
look.
sure I trust anything she says.
Well, that's fair. Okay, so everybody can take a long rest, and you travel through the Sebet Marsh, and we're going to move along on our way. And no random encounters on your travels.
Oh, thank God.
I know.
Rest. As soon as I come to in the morning, how's the little griffin doing?
You come to in the morning, and it is like. It's the cutest thing you've ever heard. And everybody is enamored with it. Everybody roll a wisdom saving throws.
Oh, nope.
25.
4.
You are smitten.
Yeah.
Do anything for this little guy.
I mean, that was already established.
Minus, yeah, that was already canon. Minus 1 for 18.
Okay.
8.
Okay, so just like the way you love Gordy, you're also just like, Gordy loves this thing, I love this thing. It's a tiny little creature within everybody, and it reminds you of the creature. We're all creatures, but the life that you left behind with Dala. And there's a sense of protection of not just her, but also Shen's baby.
Oh, Shen's baby. I was like, did Tibbles knock off Dala and then fuck off with us?
No, Tibbles' best friend and Dala were lovers. And we left Dala with a pregnancy that wasn't progressing anymore
Right,
because of what's going
oh,
on.
maybe
So
that's-
Tibbles and Dala have been very close, and she's the only person she really talks to about it.
Word.
Which we just vibe on his vibes.
Yeah. But Tibbles is like, oh my god, this thing is adorable. Oh my god, things are happening in the world. This is a lot. And you guys are like, okay, it's cute, but also this is a liability to our party. And what the fuck do we do with this thing now?
Can I use my earlier nature of like, I think I got like 17 or 18 or something, to like know what a baby Griffy might need to like, you know, thrive.
Did you also want to roll on this? Because,
Yeah.
you know, you guys have gotten together on one side where you're just like, okay, it's cute. And everybody else is just like,
Yeah,
does
like,
he want to
holy
live?
fucking
Yeah.
babies in the battlefield.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
What are you gonna? Yeah. So that's like a math 23. I'm so
Well aware.
I know what griffins need. I've raised birds and cats.
I do not eat what
I was the kid that brought strays home. What do you
Yeah.
get?
Yeah.
what
I mean, I brought stray bugs home, but like, not the
I
same.
do not eat food. I know everyone else seems to always need to eat.
Yeah.
What should it eat?
Meat pies are pretty hot, so I don't know.
And your roll,
Bad calories.
just so I can review.
Sorry. I will reroll.
18, I think you said?
It's even better this time. 22.
Okay, so Elagh, you remember there was a griffin once in the fields not too far from your home,
Yeah.
and you guys lost all your horses.
Ooh.
It is carnivorous AF.
Yeah.
They are
bit
little
carnivore.
eating machines, and they're going to get big.
Okay.
So this little guy is going to grow fast,
also
and it wants to eat meat. And
Yeah.
it is going to be a little bit dangerous.
I'm a little
But
worried
they're
about
intelligent.
Tibbles. I'm a little bit worried. It's gonna try and eat Tibbles when it's bigger. It eats horses.
Horses?
Yeah.
Oh.
But it'll know me. We'll have grown up together. It's gonna be fine.
Socialize, maybe,
Yeah.
hopefully. It's got some time though, yes.
You
Like
know.
it doesn't grow tomorrow huge.
No,
Yeah.
but we have to be a little bit strict with it. I think.
I think
So it
you
learns
are right.
manners. You know.
Yeah, I think we have to. This is wild animal. It normally belongs free and in the wild with mother, parents, and family.
And quickly noting for you, so the two of you know a bit of different information here. You know that if they're young and you work to tame them, they can become very fierce and loyal. And they can be mounts for people. So you've seen that very rarely this can happen.
not the rock
but
man.
it is work.
Maybe.
But you know that fledglings are extremely valuable. They're not very common, and people pay upwards of 5,000 gold.
I'll pay $1 million.
Yeah, right? I mean, your little nugget is worth a lot more than that. But people would pay a lot of money if they spot it, even.
Right.
So it's not
This
just
is
that you run the
something
risk
I
of raising
understand
something
very much.
dangerous, which you're a little worried about, that you guys need to take the time to take care of it and raise it proper, or else it's a liability and might try to eat other things around.
Okay, I will tell group like, I think for now we can keep out in wild. When we get to Lindar, big cities, lots of people. Eyes want very valuable. Very valuable. People want to take and steal and have and take too much. Yes, of course. But we cannot all be like, you stay away and I kill you with touch. Like sometimes we need to be secret. Because secrets, and this does not, the bird does not need to be underground. The secrets can be in a small box we make. I help make you a little box, very nice, that you can carry around, and we keep safe and hidden and let free whenever we can. But I want to tell you, my friend, raising a little creature is a lot of work. And I want to know that you're ready to be responsible for the creature. You have to feed it. You have to make sure it's fed. You have to make sure it gets exercise. You have to make sure protect. Like you have responsibility now, not just to Chaos Crystal and get Chaos Crystal and take the Chaos Crystal. Now you also have little baby griffin. So, are you ready, Emissary, or? As you learn maybe what your name is, I call you Emissary as title, not name. This is how I know you. Are you ready to take that responsibility?
I will do the best I can.
Well, you got me here to help out, and
and we will
I've done
all
some
help
animal
you.
training and raising before, and
Yeah.
it worked
Of
out
course.
pretty well. So
I have, I'm pretty good with animals.
We
as a
will do
druid.
this together.
We will do this
Make a
together.
little, in my
Heck yeah,
village
bud.
we call it them griffin bjorns, so that you can carry it.
Yeah, carry in front, always keep eye on. Little baby carriers, human in front, little rapido.
Yeah, okay.
And Gordy comes over to you and he just like barks.
yeah, I know we got competition for cuteness now, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, a little. I mean, a little bit jealous, but mostly, working it through.
Like maybe every
and
time.
when he sneezes again, you see another rain cloud appear. And
I
it
got a
just
2
kinda
for Gordy.
Can I roll Arcana? Like,
Yes.
do I even know what's happening
Storber
there?
also notices this happen. Tim doesn't, but Storber does. So roll Arcana.
Storber, always so smart. Tim, not much. Okay, sure. This just
What's Tibbles' roll first?
15.
15.
Just intelligence?
Yeah. No, Arcana.
Oh, Arcana, sorry. This 24.
Okay, so you kind of nudge Storber, but you're like, it's some magic going on here.
Yeah.
This I believe is
Druidcraft.
this is druidcraft. This may be touch of Feywild. Very in touch with places I know that are realms of Arcanus. This one very near to us and very, very magic. It seems likely that a powerful being, pure as God to us, would just be a being in this world of pure magic. Are you familiar with Fae?
Yeah. For sure.
Awesome.
Yeah.
This, yes, very, very interesting topic for me. I like how time passed differently and
You guys
much-
have a bit of a nerd out over
Yeah.
here about the Feywild and just Fey creatures in general, what Druidcraft magic would be like. And you're just like, yeah, they got it. They're talking about Druid stuff. But you're just like also, you feel no sense of competition because you're Elagh. You're just like, cool, they're interested in Druid stuff.
I can
doesn't
know
have a
so many things.
But you feel like seeing what Gordy was doing, you know that there's more than just weather predicting that might be possible. And so you suspect that there's more in your future with him if it stays.
and
if
I'll
it
call
lasts.
over Druid friend. Like,
Yes.
come see this druidcraft. Gordy, maybe in his encounter here in the Sebet Marshes, has become more powerful.
Yeah, he when he sneezes, stuff happens. Does anyone have spirits on, not in your hat, but liquor?
Do I have liquor?
Yeah, anyone have some like strong
I would
alcohol?
have filled my flask. Yes.
Oh, no.
All right. Just a little bit in my hand.
Life.
A little bit of vodka.
All right. And I like put it up to Gordy's nose, and he kind of snuffles it, and then just like starts sneezing and shaking his head. Presumably rain clouds appearing all over the place.
In this case, it's actually an explosion of leaves.
Whoa.
And they just sprinkle down all around him.
Okay, I wasn't expecting that, but you know,
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah. I bet he can do all sorts of things. That's cool.
Gordy, good boy.
Yeah.
And you look over at him, Elagh, this like majestic creature, and he kind of looks down at you, and then he just like raises a leg and he just pees a little bit. And then he looks over and he's just like farts. You know, it's Gordy. He's a dog.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. He gets right up in your face with pets and then just like burps.
Oh, Gordy.
Good boy. Ha. Flat in the mouth as I opened it.
Soggy meat pie bread.
Rank
Soggy
meat pie.
Soggy
I
swamp
mean, he's
meat
still
pies.
Gordy. He's still Gordy, but he's capable of a little bit of magic
And
now.
Storber's down.
Roll Constitution.
Yeah.
Okay, and you travel through the marsh, and you travel on a long journey. It takes you almost 2 weeks to make this.
Oh my goodness.
2 weeks? Can
Oh,
we?
yeah.
So while we're moving through the woods and whatnot,
We're gonna trade out for the map if we can, Andrew, just to show us what we're heading towards.
I liked the idea of both of your ideas about like the little sling to carry the griffin in, or a box. Like
Yeah,
something that we
I'll
can
fix
put-
it up, but we won't worry about it till we get out of the thing. I'll make like basically a little like
I'll
one of
take
those
this out of
little
your
cat
hands.
carriers.
But can we be like, can we be crafting something on the way, gathering bits to like
Yeah.
weave together and create something that?
I'll spend every night.
How much does a
working
baby
on
griffin
Carcoon
grow
and
in
doing
2
that.
weeks?
I'm going to spend all of our rest.
It actually makes some significant progress.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to spend
It
all.
needs
Because,
it's
like-
called. You hear it's always hungry.
It's always hungry.
And it actually makes a lot of progress growing, so that I mean, it's still you still carry it a lot, but if you put it down, it could probably trek along beside you.
Yeah, because when
okay.
Gordy was a puppy, like, I mean, he's just a dog, and he gained a couple of pounds a day.
Does it hunt for its? Sorry. No, you
I'm just trying to speak for so long.
Go.
I said every time we go to have a rest, I take like 10 minutes to do some quick training.
Nice.
Like, you know, make him sit and like, you know, be gentle when he's taking food and stuff. I'm the like
that.
authority on the training every
And
day.
This coincides with my question. Like, does it try to hunt on its own, or do we are like at first are we hunting for things for it? Because I totally will. I'll just sit there with tremble sense and wait for something to move and fucking crush it.
Ground just.
In the beginning, it definitely looks towards you. And it's like, and then you
ripping
feed it a
things
little
apart.
bit, but it starts to notice as
I'll
its
help
eyesight
prep
gets
it,
better
yes.
over the course of the time. It notices things that are moving, that are exciting.
I'll
interesting.
like go with my gun too, also like out into wild
Sure.
and like.
We were gonna notice
hunt.
other things, but we're just gonna spend the whole time on this baby griffin. It's fine. And yeah, you guys notice other things. You start feeding him. He's really interested in like rabbits and small birds. Yeah.
I'd like to be mindful of like learning from you what training means, and to be scolding him if he's going after things he shouldn't be, but then sort of like, okay, you can hunt this or eat the thing that I'm giving you, that kind of thing.
And you get a little bit of that, the natural what are good and bad things from Elagh, and then from Tibbles, like watching the way that Tibbles interacts with Gordy, you get a little bit of the way the camaraderie can work, but someone is still the boss. You know, so you're working on that dynamic of we're together in this, but I'm still in charge. And so a couple of times, you know, it wanders off, does its own thing a little bit, and then you get really panicked, and you have those moments where you get him back and you know, figure it all out again together and have to do some of the scolding, but also noting how the interaction can be about give and take and trust. And it feels very much like the feeling of the swamp itself with giving to get something in return.
Oh.
I at some point here on our travels through the all the pockets and stuff on Gordy's saddle and pull out a little contraption that's like a little stick with like 2 shells on it, and I'm like, this might help. I found it very useful, and when you hit it, just like snap.
Clicker training. We're clicker training a griffin.
Yep.
Which is adorable, and I love it. And then while this process is happening and you guys are absorbed in it, the travel takes less time than you would expect it to, because the journey has been delightful and you've gotten to know each other and you've bonded and you're feeling that sense of love that you were warned about, as much as you're enjoying and feeling this companionship all around you as you approach the city of Lindar. It's big. It's beautiful, even in the rain. And you can see that it is a large city at the base of, there are probably rivers connecting here, and terraced, it looks like, you know that Lindar is famous for wine. And you can see them out in the distance around you, even through the mists of the rain. And in the distance above the city, the castle, where the vampire countesses live. And here you are, approaching the lower parts of the city of Lindar, the docks along the river, and you know that you are looking for the chandlery somewhere here at the city. And you're going to attempt to get through these gates and enter this city next time on Shadows of Blood! Where are we doing?
I just want to point out to everyone here, because this is actually really exciting, is we are #1 on the for D&D on Twitch right now.
So thrilling! I mean, baby griffins, they just bring,
Apparently, yeah.
milkshakes to the yard, everybody.
Well, thank you, Chad, for that.
Thank
because-
you,
and thank
everybody.
You,
It's
what was it? Tiki
so
and
inspiring.
Tiki. No. Shit.
Yeah, this is going great.
Trig and Kiki.
Our
Trig and Kiki for the
friends
raid,
who joined us on the thank you
for that.
so much, everybody. Thank you for joining us here today. Whether you're live on Twitch or you're watching us later on YouTube, it is always a pleasure, not just to share with you this campaign, but the world of Altero, homebrew world by Matt and I, and we
Which
are
is
thrilled
amazing.
every time to play in this place, because we help to grow that world when we play with these players. Thank you, Cheyenne, Trevor, Tim, Matt. Always a joy.
Thank
I love
you.
playing with you guys so much. Thank you to the crew. We've got Capri, Andrew. Oh my goodness, we've got everybody here. Sasha, we've got Alex up in the booth. We have Silence, we have Owen. I mean, I can't even, Casey here. I guess everybody. Oh gosh, I can't even say everybody's names. There's too many people. Thank you so much for helping us out to make today as special as it always is. Maybe someone will someday name characters after you guys, or little baby things they find along the way, because why not? I can't even figure out what's going on next week, but we're back in this Tuesday time slot again. Tim, what's happening next week?
Oh,
One shot or not?
One shot or not. So we're filling in that spot. We are playing and I'm DMing. There's a bunch of us gonna have a good time. Maybe even you.
Always. We are always going to have a good time, because we are a bunch of dorks who work together and then we play D&D and we hang out. It's really great. I am so excited that maybe someday you guys will share with me what you're doing in your campaigns, out on your adventures in whatever tabletop you're playing. Please tweet at me. I'm at Squirrels of Doom, and I would love to hear what's going on, because when you roll the dice, you make magic happen. Thank you for joining us here on Questline. Stay tuned, because we're going to raid somebody next.
Yeah.
Woo woo!
Somebody.